Good morning, my people. What's up, world? It is Tuesday, September 2nd, and I want to thank my Lord and Savior Christ because with Him, all things is possible. Top of the top, the kings and queens, everybody out there traveling this morning. I hope, first of all, I hope everybody enjoyed their Labor Day weekend. Um, Safe travels to wherever y'all were going and coming back from. Even anywhere, safe travels. Top of the top to all y'all, man. All kids going to school, please arrive there safe and go to school. And all the parents that's driving and how getting the way you're going to arrive there safe. Man, top to all y'all. Salute. Um, I apologize for yesterday, y'all. I was supposed to have been on here talking about the Michaela Meyer. Michaela Meyer, I was Michaela Mayer. I was supposed to did that yesterday at 6:05. I had an emergency and I had to break out, but we're gonna do Michaela this afternoon. We're gonna talk about her. Apologize for that. I know I had the live set up and it disappeared. That's because by the time I did get back home, instead of me putting it up on my YouTube, or why I didn't, I was gonna post it like somewhere else with it. So I apologize for that. But we're gonna get to that today. So let's get to it. It's the morning chop up. You know, we just chopping it up about a bunch of different stuff. So let's get to it. All right. So for my newcomers, my regulars, everyone, welcome to the No Doubt Zone podcast. Let's go. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, y'all. So we got Steve Mack. What's up, man? What you say, Steve? What you say? Hold on. What you say? Oh man, take a nap. Yeah, take a nap, L. I hope you feel better, brother. I hope you feel better. Stormy B, man, aka the Sensei. Y'all go subscribe to Stormy B, right? Do me a favor when y'all over there, at Stormy B. Do me a favor because I see there's a problem when y'all go over there to watch him. Smash the goddamn like button with your asses. Excuse my French. So early in the morning. Stop being so selfish. Y'all be selfish like the smash like button is going to bite y'all. Smash the like button, man. If I came here and I talked about Jake Paul versus goddamn Tank, y'all smash the like button all day. All over there, smash the like button with him, man. You know what I mean? He said, I'm up. Yeah, just, it's a lot of flying around here, Stephen O'Mac. Just be just be safe, brother. They got this thing going on here in it's not even in New York, it's in Harlem called the Legion's Mary Ever disease, they say. I think I had it about 3 weeks ago and I got real sick, real bad, and nobody knew I had it. So the doctors didn't want to tell me I had it because you could sue them. You know, we gotta be careful. And that's what I want to talk about today, man. We just gotta be careful because sometimes we catch something, we bring that shit back home. What we bring it back. Stormy said, they hating. Well, Stormy, there's nothing. You know what, Stormy? There's really hate on. Sometimes, Stormy, you know what? It doesn't. It's not even. It's not even you personally. You got. You. I got your cash app, Stephen L. It's not. Sometimes people hate on you personally, Stormy. I think I said this before. Sometimes we're affiliated with you, Drew, Blue, or all you guys 78. I sent you. Oh, I appreciate you. Um, Sometimes who you're affiliated with. On the real, that shit. Yeah, they are. They spraying it, and it's crazy because it wasn't a New York thing. It only happened in one part of New York, and I'm like, Harlem. How the fuck is it that Harlem gets it, but nobody else gets it? It was crazy, Stormy. But I had it where I didn't go live for almost about a week. So when people didn't see me for a week and they wanted to know what was going on, that's because my ass was sick. I was sick real bad where I lost weight. I just back on my weight about 2 weeks ago. I was very sick. I couldn't eat. They tried to say I had the stomach virus. They was giving me all kinds of medicine for my stomach, but I'm like, it's not my goddamn stomach. I didn't have a stomach ache. My stomach didn't hurt. I wasn't nauseous. I didn't have to. I just like it was my head. It was just my body. I was very weak. But these hospitals will try to convince you, get you up out of there. They'll try to convince you that it ain't this, but it's that. And I'm like, come on, man. Who you think y'all talking to? But going to the hospitals is 9 times out of 10 is where you catch the shit. Believe it or not, we all stay safe the best way we can because, like I said, when we get sick and we have to go back home, we bring that back to our loved ones. You know what I'm saying? Now, nobody living with you, then I whatever. But when you have somebody living with you, you got to bring that shit back to your loved ones. And the worst thing that you can do is bring that back to your loved ones. And I have to be my wife. And luckily, my wife didn't get sick. I don't know how. I mean, she didn't stay up in my face because she was sleeping in the room and I would be in the living room, or vice versa. I would be in the room and she would be in the living room. But if she wasn't in the living room with me, our living room is not big, but it's kind of where you can space it out. But yeah, you got to just careful out here. Like Stormy said, they spraying something on purpose. COVID was on purpose. I don't care what nobody say. COVID was, and there's gonna be some other things that they're about to spray in the air. So we got to be focused and pay attention to things and not ignore the warning signs. Because if we have to ignore the warning signs, not only we'll be in trouble, but our kids will be in trouble. I was never expecting COVID. When COVID happened, that kind of threw me off. And then it put all of us in a place. The best thing that happened out of COVID was this right here. Me coming up with a podcast, and I know the podcast. I didn't know because I started out. Stormy will tell you, he's in my Facebook group. I think Stephen L. Mack is too. I'm not sure. But when I started out on Facebook, I still got the Facebook group today. I got to do way more with it. I feel like I'm not doing enough with it. But on there, then Instagram, then here. But that was the best thing. I didn't know what it was to have Instagram. I was still building on Facebook. So when I got Instagram, it was during COVID. I started that. So something good came out of it. But other than that, we got to be careful. They put a lot of shit up in the air. And we have to just be mindful. And sometimes I get sick and they'll go to school and come home with something because another child was sick and it passes on to you. So sometimes we got to sanitize our own kids. Get in the house, hey, take your shoes off. You've been outside, put them by the door. Don't sit on the bed. You've been in school, because when you sit in school, you're sitting at the table. You're using the bathroom in school. You know what they got going on. Even though they have to clean all that, you still got to be mindful that hey, they been that. So it's a lot. It's a lot for us, but we got to work together. We have to work together because we live in a world where they try to kill us. We are also going. Yeah, we. If you looked at the video I did yesterday, I was speaking to the people about Labor Day parades and all that. How we just I was dropping jewels on things that we need to do. See, it's not just about us worrying about rain stuff in the air. It's also about us coming together And sometimes you can speak to people and give them the best advice that you can, and somehow it goes ahead. The video I did yesterday morning when I'm telling everybody that's going to the parade, hey man, just go out there and have fun, man. And if having fun is too much for you, then maybe you don't need to go. If having fun is not good enough for you, maybe you don't need to go. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Police, all that, man. Stop giving these. We know there's a lot of police that be a little extra. To us, that's extra too. Everybody just got to play their part, man. Everybody got to play their part. One thing about me, Stormy, I stay out of their way. I stay out of every gang members, police, whatever you. I stay out of people's way because I don't want no confrontations. The worst kind in the world, next to being sick, is a confrontation that you don't want. That's the worst kind of sickness. It's a confrontation, especially when you don't know how to handle it. Some people say they like confrontations. They like confrontations that they win. They don't like ones that they can't win. So once you hear somebody say, I like confrontation, that time they don't really like confrontation. They just like people they can get over. And I think what's missing in the black community is that. And no matter how many times we preach and we bring it up, it seems to go over people's heads. Because then once you start talking like that, oh, and then we're not trying to hear that Black Panther. We're not trying to hear you, Malcolm X. We don't want to hear you, Martin Luther King. This is what they think that we're doing, and we're not doing that. We have to come to some type of solution because these generations are only getting worse. So any kids you see now that's 2 or 3 years old, you look at them, oh my God, he's so cute, he's so cute. They the future. Well, in the future, you might be staring down the barrel of a gun, and one of them might be holding it. They say, I knew this kid way before he knew himself, way before he decided to have kids. And it is, you're staring down the barrel of a gun, and 9 times out of 10, he or she could be the one at you. So, there's a lot of things besides them spraying stuff in the air, like Stormy said. We got to, at some point, come to a solution. That's the word of the day, solution. We have to come to some type of solution, and we have to come on fast. You see everybody acting the way they do on these YouTube channels, and everybody crashing out with each other. They're hating this person for whatever reason. They're hating them. I don't like this group of dudes because this is what they represent. At some point, ladies and gentlemen, or women, we have to come to some type of solution where there's worse things that they're spraying in the air right now. Hate is one of them. And that's what we're spreading on these YouTube streets. Self-hate. Hate a man because he's with a group of certain people. Hate a man just because you don't like what it is that he say. Or hate a man because he doesn't agree with you. Hate a man because he likes this fighter and now he's not explaining to you why he likes this fighter or why he likes this football team. It's just something about him I don't like. Self-hate right now is the worst thing that's spreading around. Now, it might not kill you physically, but it's definitely doing some damage mentally. Because at the end of the day, we're all under one umbrella, whether we like each other or not. When I tend to see that, I go, got a problem. It's a problem when you feel like you have to pick sides. You feel like you can't go here, you can't go there. It becomes a problem where after a while, the only way to solve it is to say, you know what, I'm not going to talk to nobody. I'm just going to stick to myself. Maybe that's the safe way to do it. But we know being in this business, sticking is kind of difficult because we all are going to need somebody in this business to make it. In this world, there's certain things you need. And you're going to need some people. You're going to need some muscle. I could tell you all day, yeah, no Doug Zone works by himself. He does this. But at some point, I'm going to need some people. We all do. So when I did the little speech yesterday, that came from the heart. I'm telling people, hey, just go out there and enjoy yourself. Not just at a parade, but in life. In life, if there's ever a time you can't enjoy yourself because you don't know how to control your fun, some of us have to learn how to control our fun because what we think is fun to us may not be fun to nobody else, and it may not be fun to the public. So we have to learn to control our fun. We have to learn to control our emotions. We have to control our words. We need to control on who we hate on. You can't hate on somebody where their hair, or how their sneakers look, or who they affiliated with. And I had to realize that when I first got into this game, and I'm still learning now that people will force you to not like or be around or associate with who they don't like. So now you go, okay, what's the solution to that? Is the solution is I start hanging around them because this person has an issue with this person, so I think I better stop being. Because sometimes we get backed up in a corner, or we get so caught up. We get so caught up in people we support. We get caught up in it where we support that other person just as much, but then now here it is, we got to flip a coin and decide what side of the street we are. If I know if I get caught over here, the worst thing in the world right now, besides what they're spraying in the air, is self-hate. What's the solution to that? Well, McLean, there'll never be a solution because it's always going to be something to go on, rather if you like it or not. So that's the answer. So we'll complain about how every other race in the world treats us. But when it comes to us, self-hate is normal. We're supposed to hate each other. One thing we have in common, we all grew up in the hood. We all grew up on different sides of the streets. We're supposed to hate this, McLean. That's what they did to us. The white man, they built they built these projects, built this community. They made us hate each other. Well, why did they make you hate each other? Well, McLean, look what they did. They put us in the projects. They put us on welfare. They made it not possible for our kids to schools. I mean, the stuff that I've heard is crazy. But it's okay that we could be like that towards each other, McLean. But we supposed to stick with each other when it comes to somebody clowning us or being racist towards us, when we are racist towards each other. Maybe it's that I'm missing, or maybe it's something that's going over my head that I'm not catching on to. If you just look at where we live, look at the situation we're in, man. This is all we know. This is what the hell has that got to do with the self-hate? And more importantly, when somebody that doesn't look like you disrespect, you're not keeping that same energy as you would keep it when somebody who looks like you disrespect. That's a whole different thing. Cool. But we better come up with some type of solution for the self-hate. Now, granted, I'm a lot of times I told you I don't like going around people who look like me sometimes, depending on who they are. I'm the type I like being around. I don't care what your nationality is. I love fun. I know when I'm not having enough fun, and I know when I might be having too much fun. When I go, okay, it's time to pull the plug. I haven't had too many drinks, or these group of people are walking in, so yeah, fun over, and I leave okay. But what is the solution to the hate? What do we do about that? How do we fix that? Or do we just fix it? We'll just continue on doing it as if it's no problem because that's what we used to doing. It is never going to go nowhere. Oh, all right. I read that already. I thought Stormy was writing something again. What's the solution? Because I can't see anything changing. It's 25 and, you know, nothing's changing. And like I told y'all before, there's going to be a lot of relationships that's going to get tarnished this year. Go back to some of my videos. Send them on Instagram. There's going to be a lot of y'all that's just not going to, it's not going to be what it used to be. You're going to find yourself to from with them. That's a fact. It don't matter what color we are. We all God's children. But if you go back to Trent Harris, if you go back to the video, like I said, y'all, I told y'all, I said times where you're not gonna be with anybody anymore. He's not for whatever misunderstanding. For whatever misunderstanding y'all had, that's all gonna in a blink of an eye. So when we start looking at everything that's going on in the world, the violence, who runs the world, they're spraying stuff in the air to purposely try to make you sick. And then the worst thing out of all that is self-hate. Because that's the worst thing that's going on right now. Next to what they spraying in the air is self-hate. What is the solution to this? How do we do it? Well, we're gonna go away. Self-hate is always gonna be here. We're always gonna hate on each other. We're gonna hate on each other, but at the same time want to team up to fight. When we hear somebody from another nationality say something about us, that's when we all want to come together on our kumbaya. Does that make any sense? So when we're putting out the behavior that we put out, if we're on YouTube and we're acting an ass, and we're on Instagram and we acting an ass, and you got people from other nationalities that look and they go look at them. Look at them. Oh, it's okay for them to do that, but let me go out there and do it and see what happens. We can walk around as if we can do whatever we want, but then everybody else has to obey. We're not animals. We all are children. Some of y'all need to be reminded of that. So the question, or excuse me, the word of the day is solution. What's the solution to that? Because like I told you, the generations are only getting. You can't keep going out that way to tell kids what they can say and can't do, and they looking at what you say and do, and then you sit there and say, "But don't do what you do. But don't do it in front of them, or don't say it in front of them, and you ain't got to worry about them repeating it." Don't have them around people who talk like that, because if you know you're not teaching and they're not around you to hear you say that, they learning it from. There's got to be some type of solution. It's got to be. because it's not getting any better. It's only getting worse. How many more times can we keep calling some brother before we find out they was never our brother from the beginning? What's up, sis? They was never your sister to begin with. Smash that like button, y'all. Come on, wake up. Y'all ain't sleep. Wake up. It's sickening. It's sickening when you can't be in a picture with somebody and somebody goes, you mess with them dudes? Yeah. Is that a problem? Yeah, I don't know, McLean. I don't know, McLean. I know plenty of people will do it if they see me in the picture. You mess with McLean? Yeah, I don't know about that dude. It's just something. But when you gotta feel like because you want to be cool with those people that bad, it kind of makes you the person that you want to be cool with, but you like, yeah, I don't know, man. If I hang with these guys, they might be able to take me here. They might be able to do this. They might be that. I don't want it where I get hit by a straight bullet. Who's coming at him? I don't want to be standing next to him. So let me just do like everybody else. Let me go jump on the bandwagon. And a lot of y'all doing, you're jumping on the bandwagon. When I look at a lot of you, when I look at a lot of y'all on the streets, right? And it's so easy for a lot of y'all to get caught up in situations that ain't got nothing to do with y'all. But because this person's more than this person, or this person has a lot more going on, it's easy for y'all to say, I'm riding with him. Instead of y'all just saying, you know what? I'm gonna stay out of that. Those are two grown men. They gotta figure it out. Oh no, y'all just jump right out there. Y'all jump right out there with no problem. And I go, well damn, if it was that easy, was that person ever your people to begin with? It's that easy for you to dismiss yourself from that person. And then I look at a lot of y'all and I go, this is what happens when you don't lock your doors. Anybody's allowed to walk in your house. I'm gonna let that one sit. I'll let that one sit right there. Now you're gonna sit at your door. I'm gonna let that one sit right there. You don't catch what I just said, you'll catch it later. Let me say it again. This is what happens. Don't lock your doors. Be careful what you bring to your home. Because then you walk in. So I look at all this. How do we fix this? Then McLean, it can't be fixed. I understand there's certain things in this world that just can't be fixed. I get it. Trust me, I get it. You can't. I know there's certain situations you can't Malcolm X your way out of it. You can't Martin Luther King. You can't Martin Luther King your way out of it. Cool, but it's not about that. We have to have a solution. And until we get that, until we compromise, be the way it is. Not just in YouTube, but in life with our people. It's going to be like that. But I aim for YouTube because I'm in that department. That if we don't fix it, if we don't fix it soon enough, it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. And with new content creators coming in, because every day you got new ones walking through these doors. And then you got some we never knew about. I was looking at a channel last night that I've never seen before. And I was looking at the title of what they were talking about, and I was like, oh, here we go. Here we go. some of y'all can't even be creative and come up with for your own. You gotta just go with what you think everybody wants to hear. Just being creative. What makes you unique and makes you different is when you're creative and not when you're following uh, what you see somebody else do or what you think people want to hear. Let's talk about this because this is what people want to hear. The word of the day is solution. How do we come up with that? I don't know. Like I said, I gave it to y'all yesterday about the whole going out and having fun. You got that one friend that don't know how to control himself or himself when it comes to having fun. And their idea of having fun is not everybody else's idea of having fun. So how do you fix that? You know, your safety is just as important as your friends. If he doesn't care about her or his safety, that ain't much of a friend because they put your life in jeopardy doing too much. And that's not the kind of person you want around. So even when you look at here on the YouTube, people like that, you like, is that the kind of person I want around? Is that the kind of person I want to be affiliated with? Is that the kind of person I want to call a friend? Because it's easy to call somebody your brother on here. It's easy. It's super easy. So you find out that the person was never your brother to begin with. And it hurts because you spend so much time. Jeff Spark, my brother, what's up? You, we spend so much time affiliating ourselves with each other and talking when you think that you're trying to gain family. Because it's such a tight bond, and you think, yo, this is my peoples, and come to find out, it ain't about nothing. You know why I do my life, I do y'all. Y'all know why I say why. Do you know why I say the things that I say? Why I do my lives the way I do, and why my channel went from boxing channel to also speaking about life because we always have a bigger fight going on in the world than boxing. And you got people who address issues that they have with people, but some people sugarcoat what it is to make it seem like it's always not him and it's the other person. Sometimes we have to take blame for things that happen because a lot of things we have let go. A lot of things we have let go on. Sometimes we shouldn't have been affiliated with those people. We allowed those people to invade our space. Because if you don't allow somebody to invade your space, then it wouldn't be nothing to talk about. And me, when I speak to the YouTube community, I speak to everybody and not somebody in particular because you got some people, they're just speaking to somebody in particular. I speak to everybody. There's going to have to be a solution to this soap opera drama that we have on it because it's soap opera. It's not real. Yeah, it can get real, but then why would we go there? It's soap opera. It's not real. Come on, man. We gang banging on YouTube. Is that what we doing? We gang banging? Forgetting of the purpose of why I got on here in the first place. because we all are here for a reason and not the season. Some people can't. I think some people forget that because they get so caught up in being monetized and making money and pushing all these lies about what's going on in the world because it brings viewers to their channels. We tend to forget of why we even came here in the first place. Oh, I know why I came here. You do? Because your lives and what you do on your videos say something different. Like I said, I was in the channel. I glanced at it and I seen one dude say in the comments, I ain't gonna lie, no cap. I only came here because of what the title said. How many channels have y'all went to where you said you have went to a channel because of what you see the thumb? You see the thumbnail. Hold on, y'all. You went to a channel and you go, oh, I only come here because of what the thumbnail said, what the title said. And then when you get in there, they're talking about the total opposite. That's fishing, bro. You got people fishing for viewers. We just gonna call it what it is. Oh, McLean, here you go. Here you go, McLean. Here you go. Stop me when I'm lying. We got people who's fishing for viewers. The problem with that, you gotta be careful. Tay, good morning, sis. That's what we're doing now. We got people just fishing for viewers. All this that I'm talking about since I've been on here all makes sense that we got to have a solution to all this shit going on. There's got to be some type of solution. You're not going to convince me that there's no solution, McLean. There's no solution, and this is the world's going to be, and you got to accept it. If not, then you maybe you need to be off YouTube. No, I never said nothing about me. I just be trying to figure this out. What's the solution to it? Because nobody's going to tell me that there's no solution. That the self-hate that we have, that a black man can have for another black man, is not that there's no problem with it. How? How could we go from calling somebody our brother to saying, man, he's a F boy? Tell your mama the stuff like that. How do we go from that to that? How do we do that? And this is another thing why I don't like people doing it for me. People do stuff for you, and then they'll go and say what they did for you. That's what we doing now. Everybody wants to announce it and put it out public to make you look bad. That's what we doing now. So what is the solution to all this soap opera drama? How do we fix it? Because like I told you, there's something worse in the air besides what they spraying that's getting us sick out here. Hate is bad. And that self-hate is going to get us killed. And it already has, because black man already out here killing another black man. So how do we slow it down? How do we press the brake? How did we say, yo, enough's enough? How much longer are we going to keep going on YouTube or social media, period, and just continue this trend of self-hate? But then want to tell the next generation, don't do what you do. As in when we was young, the generation before us told us, don't do what we see them do. Every generation is telling this, and it ain't get no better. What's the solution to it? You're not telling me it ain't no. You're not telling me it ain't no solution. I'm not trying to hear you. You speaking to deaf ears when you tell me there's no solution. D Free, what up? You're not gonna tell me there's no solution. So we just have to accept things the way they are. Oh, maybe one day it'll stop. When we all get off YouTube? When we got the, what are we showing the next generation or the next people who want to come on YouTube? What are we showing them? Acting the ass will get you exactly the way you need to be. The link is in the, I sent you the link, D Free, if you need it. You know I always send it to you. Not if you come up or not. You know, you got, I think I sent it to you. But, so what's the solution? The word of the day is solution. I know there's a lot of things in this world that you have to be, that y'all more worried about. But this is something very important. I just noticed that you subscribers. I should take you off. More subscribers than me. For now, only way you can come on my show, y'all gotta have subscribers than me. If you got any more than me, your ass can't come up on my show. That's just crazy.
Hey man, I'm trying to get over the threshold. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm doing this.
How many more you got to go?
Probably somewhere around 30 or yeah, somewhere around 30, maybe 40. I think I got like 920 something, 930, something like that.
Oh,
So yeah, I just gotta get over the threshold. I mean, me and Thomas got an interview with a New York Post beat writer for the NFL this afternoon at 1 o'clock. So if anybody is
whoa.
interested
You and Thomas,
in
how
the
many y'all?
NFL,
Whoa. You and Thomas got to slow down, man. You and Thomas got to slow down. Y'all doing too much, man.
hey, this is our job. This what we do. I mean,
No.
the people want to
That's
want
what
to
y'all
talk
do,
to.
man. Your job is to hold the neighborhood. Your job is to neighborhood. And Thomas' job is to work in the bodega making bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches, man. This shit's crazy, man.
When we talking about this sport that we love, we trying to talk to the people that matters. I mean, you got the beat riders, the players, the coaches.
Yeah.
That's what we trying to talk to.
Well, and that's what I was sitting up here talking about that because you see, what y'all are doing is epic. When I look at y'all BB on every, that's epic. And I look at a lot of these dudes like y'all could be doing the same thing. And they don't have to follow the same pattern. But I look at a lot of these dudes, man, and I go, do y'all even remember why you came to? Do you remember why you came here? Because I think people tend to forget why they came here free. Like you remember how you see at the beginning and you said, you know what, I used to always follow that guy and I watched him. And then that you stopped watching him. Not so much because of his guests or the people he had in the comments. At some point, he took a turn for the worse where he was like, you know what, I'm not watching him no more and I'm unsubscribing.
Yeah. I mean, I had a few people that unsubscribed from me, and I mean that's everybody right. Sometimes I might not be talking about what they want to hear, so I might not be their cup of tea. So I mean, I have no problem with anybody
You know why I
unsubscribing
said
because
that? I said that because I was saying because people tend to it comes out of nowhere. Like, wait a minute, it ain't so much the conversation, it's that some people it comes out of nowhere, and then like I said, the self hate. I was telling Stormy when he was in the comments, and we was talking about how they putting stuff in the air to make people sick, and I was talking about how I was sick. But the first thing that's up in the air right now is self-hate, because like I always said, I said these people that you call your brother and your mans and them, and then you and him YouTube beef, and I'm like, what's we got to fix that, because we all know in real life, D Free ain't nobody going nothing to nobody. Let's be real. Who's
I
D Free
mean,
is at? Who's coming to where D Free is at? Oh, when I find out what state D Free is located in, and when I find out where he works, if I happen to just pull up and he's next to me, I'm gonna get out the car and whoop his ass. How many people really going to do that?
people that don't value their life, that's the only ones. I'm not gonna sit up here and fight with nobody. I'll be 50 years old less than 6 months. I'm not fighting with nobody. You want to fight? Okay, let me see how you duck and weave these daggone hot balls. I ain't fighting with nobody.
Oh man. I don't mean to
I
laugh, but
don't I don't
damn, man.
I, I don't pull my weapon out unless I feel like my life is in danger. So you will never know that I have it on me. But if it ever gets to that point, you will find out firsthand. Oh, he wasn't playing.
No, no. So, and before we let it get like that, this is why I ask people. A lot of these dudes act like, "Yo, man, just drop your location." I'm like, do I look like a female that you trying to get some bunkie from? Oh, let's drop this location. What the location? You know, in real life, ain't drop what location? How many people have because they tried that? Drop your location. I'll be there.
Uh, I'm not I'm not fighting over I'm not first of all, I'm not fighting nobody over sports talk. We literally about to fight over a sport. I'm not fighting nobody. Now, if you disrespect me and you put your hands on me, then yeah, I'm gonna fight you. But I'm not fighting over sport talk. I'm fighting because you disrespected me and put your hands on me. You fighting over sports talk. I'm fighting over because you put your hands on me. So I'm not fight I'm not getting that mad to where I want to fight you because we're talking about a sport. Oh, you don't like the Commanders or you don't like this fighter that I'm talking about, and so we got to fight. No, it's not getting that far. Now you let it go that far. That's on you.
Yeah,
I'm not letting it get that far. Not on my end. It's not getting that far. I'm just I laugh at you before I get mad and fight you. I laugh at you.
yeah. You gotta some time because these dudes are. I swear some of these dudes wear Pampers. They know any better because they got behaviors of a baby. But I go solution because, like I said, I be in a lot of places where I go, yo, you can't be you can't be in those people's chats. You can't be with these people. You can't stand next to this person, D Free, because why can't I? Because I like them. What the fuck does that got to do with me?
Yeah. I mean, that's like, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's like telling me I can't watch ESPN because you don't like ESPN. If you tell me I can't go to a person's chat, that's like saying, "Hey, man, I don't like ESPN. You can't watch ESPN." What? First of all, you don't know what I'm watching. Second of all, you ain't gonna tell me what I can watch.
He said that. Damn, Free. You can't watch ESPN because I don't like ESPN. What the hell? Man, some of y'all are a trip, bruh. Y'all a trip. Some of y'all are really a trip, man. So what's the solution to all this? That's all I'm
No,
asking.
I don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the solution is because I don't. I mean, it's just. I mean, like the only thing I can think of is people just need to grow up. It's
Yeah.
about it's about
Yeah.
being mature. It's about being mature because when you get to a level where you immature,
Oh, all right, hold on. Bad service. He'll be back.
yeah, yeah, when you get to a level where you been immature and you sitting here, oh, I don't mess with this person. You can't go over there. So let me get this straight. Because you don't mess with this person, I can't go over there and watch his channel, or we not gonna be friends anymore, or you got some type of beef with me. So let's
Oh,
flip the script. Let's flip the script. What if it was your mother or your father, and they went to a channel that you don't like? You'll stop being their child?
you know what? You know what? As crazy as it sounds for you, people that'll do it. You got some people. F my mother. F my father.
Yeah, they say that because they wanna have some type of they wanna hold up an image. But let's be honest. If the going gets tough, who the first person you gonna call? You gonna call your parents.
Of course.
Mom, you gonna call your parents. Mom, dad,
Of course.
this is going on. How do I deal with it? Well, what are
Of
you
course.
calling me? You said F. You said F me. What are you calling
Just
me
like
for?
just like these kids that walk around thinking they homies, but when a situation and you're in jail or you got to go to court, who going?
Are you gonna stop? Your child ain't gonna be your child no more because they going to a chat where you don't like the person. So because your child is going over there, that's not your child no more. Oh,
Oh, I got a better one.
you can't. My son can't come to my channel. He goes over there to these people channel. He can't come to my channel.
I
What?
got a better
This
one.
sounds dumb.
Okay. This goes for y'all too. This is what kills me. And I'm glad Free brought that up because your child that college that you wanted them to go, you ain't got nothing to say. Or your child decided I don't want to go into the NFL. Playing football was just for me. I don't want to go into business. I want to go open up a restaurant. So let me get this straight. You decided not to go play in the NFL, something you've been playing football since you were 3 years old. Your ass wait till you get 21 to say you don't want to play football no more to go open a restaurant?
Well, that's where his passion is. You can't decide what a person passion is. That's like my son. My son said, "Oh, I don't want to be an actor. I want to be a rapper." I said, "That's fine." I said, "But won't you go to college?" "Oh, but I want to be a rapper, Dad. I don't want to go to college." I said,
You gotta
"Do
go.
you know the?" I said, "At least go and do a walk around. Do the orientation. Walk through, see what they have to offer." I said, do you not know all of the daggone networking you can do? You might find a producer, inspiring producer at your
Yeah.
college.
Hell
You
yeah.
might be able to find a inspiring writer, a ghostwriter at your college. I said, you don't know what you're gonna find because you don't give yourself the opportunity to see what they offer. I said, because I told you I had went to my son's school for his orientation for Bowie State, and they have a radio station there where they have free access to use the studio. I'm like, instead of you paying studio time, you got a free studio right there. I said, but you rather go out here and spend money on studio time when you have a free studio that you can use just by going to that college. You can use that studio. I'm like, y'all don't even take the time to look at the different opportunities that they have to offer.
Because everybody's just thinking, get to this. And if I have to go through this and go through that to get to that, then I don't want to do it. This thing is coming into something and able to go through this to get to it. You gotta, like, I went to this networking at the Jacob Jackson. I forgot what it's called. Come back around, but it teaches you about networking and how to make your platform better. And at first, I go to the Javits Center. I'm gonna go try it out. I went to the Javits Center to try it out. It was the best thing that could have happened to me because I was networking with so many people And people from California, Chicago, there were some people coming from the UK. It was such like a dope event, and I'm glad I went because I really got the network. And I think that's people don't understand. Even
Go
when
ahead,
we're
keep
on
talking. I
YouTube,
can hear you.
yeah,
Keep talking. I can hear you. I'm just going. I got to pick something up.
yeah, even when we on this YouTube networking, but it seems some way somehow the networking we went from networking to arguing that doesn't make any sense. But for anybody out there, who's, no matter what it is you want to be, kids, uh, never just look at one thing. You want to be a rapper, you want to be. There's still some other steps you're going to have to take before you get there. To be a rapper, you can't just you might have to network with other rappers. You might have to network with a DJ. You're gonna have to network with a producer. You're gonna have to talk to somebody that can get you in them doors. Such thing as that you just want to do this. Even being a YouTuber, yeah, you can start a channel. You don't need nobody's permission, but you might want to talk to a few people about how it goes in it. You might want to network with a couple people. You can't network with somebody who don't have a channel. You're gonna need to network with somebody who does, and they can take you through the steps how it works. This is why I say, what is the solution? Because there's a solution to everything. And everything that I'm talking about right now pertains to us and our people. What is the solution? Because if we continue to act like it's not a problem, and you're just going to sit here and tell me that's the way it is, you can't change it, then we have no right to complain. Y'all can't sit here and pick what you want to respond to when you want to respond. What is the solution to all this when it comes to our people? What is the solution? Because after a while, it makes me sick. All this that we talking about, well, what does that got to do with what you talk about, McLean? It has a lot to do with it. Everybody wants this. Everybody wants that. Solution to you getting that. I was just telling them, D, when you with YouTube, what do you think we doing? We're networking.
Absolutely.
But somehow we from networking to your mama.
Hold up, hold up.
Wait, free from networking to your mama. Like,
Because people, no, people. See, this is what I say. People are so sensitive nowadays. Like it. I remember, like I came up in an era where it was fun. It was fun to have a debate talking about different teams, different fighters, and things like that. It was fun to sit there and roast individuals. These
yeah,
people are so sensitive now that you can't joke around at all.
nah,
Everything is either a homophobe or is you disrespecting. What? All right. I see how that's why a lot that's why I say a lot of times when I meet people for the first time or I get to a new scenery, I sit back and be quiet because I gotta assess the atmosphere. I gotta see what type of people am I dealing with. Because everybody is so sensitive now, you don't know who you can play around with, who you can't play around with, who you can take serious, who you can't take serious. You don't
yeah,
know because people are so sensitive now.
yeah.
So it's just crazy
I, I,
nowadays. Like I don't
it, it,
I don't
it,
even I don't even do this with people.
I, I don't either. That's why you won't see me in a lot of places. Because yeah, like you said, we can go from you have a channel for whatever reason, and when you before you left, but you left out because you had to go do something. You come back, motherfucker, motherfucker, motherfucker. You like, whoa, 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 whoa. I just stepped out for like 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, I done seen that multiple times. I done seen that
You're like,
multiple
wait a
times.
minute, what happened? And then now you like, because now it's insults now. You like, I'm not staying for this. I stepped away 3 minutes. What happened in 3 minutes?
I remember, and this is no slouch, this no shot at my man, but I went to BFTV channel, and I got my AirPods in, and I had put my phone down because I was doing something, and BF was talking about something, and somebody had put something in the chat, and BF went from 0 to 1,000 fast as hell. I said, "Oh, what the I was like, hold on. I said, I gotta rewind because I missed that. I went back. Somebody said some crazy stuff in the chat. I was like, I said, BF is not the one that y'all do that with because he would go from 0 to 100 real quick. I was like, he is not the one to do this. I remember I was literally, I went to sleep and woke up. I said, let me see who's live right now. And I went on BFTV channel, and BFTV was going off on somebody. I said, man, what did I just walk into? I just see a bunch of laughing emojis in the daggone chat. I'm like, man, what did I just walk into?
Yo, I'm telling
Like,
you,
somebody always saying something crazy to BF.
if you need a good laugh, if you ever need a good laugh, y'all, you got to go to BFTB if you need a good laugh. Because I'm not going to lie, BF one time had me almost peed on my damn self. And I'm sitting there. It was bad when Tiffany get a whiff of it. Tiffany in here, me and her both in here crying. Because he going off. You bitch ass. Like he off with me and Tiff is in here. Like I said, I can't watch him no more. It was to a point I had to get off because you know when you laugh real good and it start to hurt your stomach, I can't do it with him, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I told BF one time in the chat, I said, you got a lot of patience, BF. You got a lot of patience because I can't. I can't. I swear. I have
Yeah.
trolls. Him and Drew to me, him and Drew to me and Blue Blood 3 are the most patient I've seen. It's just that
Nah,
they got patience because I can't do it. I can't entertain these trolls. I just can't, free. I can't. They the three most patient dudes because they'll make a fool out of you first before getting rid of you, and they'll let you try to explain yourself. And once you fail that mission, it's over. You out of here. You out of here.
yeah, we had a couple of individuals last night. I mean, not last night. Yesterday, we was talking about boxing, and we was talking about Usyk, and I said I don't believe Usyk is a top 10 heavyweight all time. And
Okay.
so we were just talking about stuff, and one of the dudes was like, "Oh man, D free don't know nothing about boxing." So my man B3 was like, "Man, I mean, yeah, y'all, it's an open panel. Y'all can come up here and talk. If y'all don't like what D free got to say, y'all can come up here and talk about it. I mean, it's an open panel." And so, um, what happened? Oh, so boxing scholar was up there with us, and I said, well, I said a lot of times these people stay in the chat because when you got two guys up here that really know about boxing, you can't talk to them about boxing. Hold on one second.
Yeah, go ahead. BBO said, no, BBO, I ain't trying to steal your calls. You know, it's my guy, man. What you want here, BBO? I gotta do a I got to do a chop up with you, BBO. I'm gonna call you, do a chop up, speak about your life and stuff. It ain't really probably so much boxing, probably at some point, but I'm gonna
So
bring you up.
yeah, so I said a lot of times when you got two guys that really know about boxing, you can't come up here because if you don't know about boxing, you're gonna get called out. You're gonna get called out. You're gonna get found out. And
Yeah,
so we was sitting there going back and forth. And so I was like, nah. I said Usyk is he's a great heavyweight for this era. I said, but I can't put him in the top 10 all time because of the era that he's fighting in. I don't know how he is really built because it's not no knock to him, but the level
yeah,
of competition is not that great of this era, and that's for not just heavyweight.
That's for all the boxers. The level of competition is not that great. And
Yeah.
so the dude was talking about, he was talking about this. He said, "Oh, if he was black or whatever, y'all would
No.
have had him top 10." I said, "Dog, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care if it was daggone Deontay Wilder or AJ or anybody else. If anybody run through the heavyweight division, I still would not have them top 10 all time because the level of competition is not that great." They were like, "Oh, well, see, Wilder been this, Wilder been that." And I said, "I'm glad you mentioned Wilder. I'm glad you mentioned, because Wilder started fighting at 19. He was a Olympian bronze medal. And the man became the WBC title and held it for 6 years, defended it 10 times. That tells you the level of competition that was in today." And
Yeah.
dude said, and the B3 was like, "See, we was on the ropes. You was on the ropes, and then you just had to give D Free a checkmate." I'm like, I ain't said. I mean, it is what it is. This is the facts. I like Deontay Wilder, but I'm not going to deny what the facts are. The level of competition is not that great.
You
It's
know,
just not.
some of these cats don't even deserve to be involved in boxing conversations. A lot of them just want to come up and just run. And when they see a platform that they could come up on and tell them to hit the link, that's why I never put my link in the. I don't do it because it'd be all sorts of kind of assholes just coming up here thinking, okay, we found the channel that we could come to and cause controversy, not over here, but because a lot of people just don't. People just want to go back and forth so they can go back and forth. I noticed that.
No.
Like I said, when you bring the receipts to them, okay, D3, okay, you made your point on that. So what about, here we go. Like they'll try to find any way that they think that they can. And it's like, you can't go back and forth with somebody who actually knows boxing. See, with some of
Yeah.
y'all just know the fighter's name. Just the fighter's name, that does not mean you know about boxing. Because you can't
Yeah.
even explain it. And some of the points that y'all try to make makes no sense. This is why a lot of free, you won't see me get involved in certain shit, because it's not that I do shit, it's just that, oh, you know what? He got a point. Because your down boxing is totally different from my way. Everybody has
Yeah.
different ways of breaking it down. But the difference is you got to know what it's about. We don't have to break it down the exact way, but the shit got to make sense. And some cats, it don't make sense. And I be like, yo, why did they even bring this fool up? What are you talking about? You got a bunch of attention grabbers. That's what I call. They looking to grab some channel's attention. They can come up here and just run. Crush, what up, my Philly guy?
Yeah, it's exactly what you say. Because the person is a big name, you automatically, oh, he's great. I said, nah, see, that's the problem. We are prisoners of this era. Y'all are prisoners of this era. Y'all don't remember in the 90s. Y'all don't remember the 70s. Y'all don't remember those eras. I said, all y'all remember are the 2000s, because a lot of y'all are probably too young to even know about them. Hold on one second.
Yeah. They too young. Like the idiot that was going on in Drew's chat yesterday. Kid talking about he 22 years old. 22 years old, ain't old enough to drink my liquor, man. Come on now. But Drew told him he was born around 9/11. Because that's exactly when he was probably born. So, you know, we all been 20 time. So it's not that we making fun of nobody because of their age, but
Yeah, yeah. That's all. Like y'all don't. A lot of y'all, and I'm not saying it to put down anybody. I said, but a lot of y'all are not old enough to know anything. I had the same argument with Marky Dad, and I was sitting here talking about. I was talking about a fight that happened, and he was like, "Oh no, they would say." I said, "Marky Dan, you don't know what they were saying because you was not around. All you going by is what you reading or what you heard somebody else tell
I
you.
heard somebody
You
say, yeah.
you wasn't around. You only 25 years old. You the same age as my son. You wasn't around to know what they was talking about.
You can't tell me
Yeah.
what they were saying. You can tell me what I heard they were saying. I heard this. That's what you can tell me. But you can't say, "Oh no, they was talking about Marky." How do you know? You wasn't around.
Yeah. Monkey Dan
Uh,
is a
so
wild man. Yeah. Shout out to Monkey
and
Dan.
like I
That's
said,
my that's my
and
dude though.
Marky Dan knows a lot about the history of boxing. But
Yeah.
when it comes to certain situations, sometimes you got to take a step back. Now, if you breaking down the fight, by all means, you can break down the fight. But when we talking
Yeah.
about a situation that happened and you wasn't around to see it go down, you can't really talk about it because you don't know. You wasn't there.
Yeah. Um, you know what? It's crazy because I'll have a conversation with Monkey Dan before I have it with a lot of these other cats because they don't know nothing. But sometimes we have to sit back, and that's the reason to see the networking part too. Right? The networking part too. You coming in and not just talking, but also listening, and that's what people fail to realize. Listening is the key. Channels that we go to, whether we know somebody or not, we're also listening. I try to take the points that everybody's making and not take them and use them for me. I try to take them and then I might put my own twist to it. And I think that's where we're losing. We're losing because everybody just jump in this shit. Like free man. Boxing says, dog, stop it. You don't know how long I've been watching it. Well, it sound like to me, you just started watching it with Kell Brook Ford Spence. The way you speaking,
Yeah.
the way
All
you
right.
ain't
I
gonna
see.
convince me. It's crazy.
Like, if we talking about if we talking about a fight breakdown, then I could talk to pretty much. But if we talking about the things that happen around the fight, and it all depends on what fight are we talking about. Because if we talking about fights that happened in the 80s and you are in your early 20s, I can't talk to you. If you even in your late 20s, I can't talk to you because you wasn't around. So you can't
Yeah.
talk about what
Well,
happened around the fight. You can talk
but,
about what happened in the fight because you can go back and watch the fight. But you
but
can't
this is
talk
what they.
about what happened around
This
the
is what
fight.
they. This. You know what? You know what? I'm gonna make it better for you. 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever. You know, even some guys that's older than me and you. You'll be amazed how the fights that happened back in the 80s. They can talk to you, but they can't talk to you about it. Let me break down what I mean by that. Just because you was around at that time, that don't mean you saw that fight. And
No,
they'll try
it
to
doesn't mean.
convince you that I'm 65. I was around when that happened. You was around when you was alive. But did you? Because you know,
Right,
back in them times, dudes were a dope boy. I was selling drugs. You might have been out selling drugs in the cold when that fight happened.
right.
So the solution to that is what I do. When I want to watch the James Toney and who was the fight that I did? The James Toney and Michael Nunn. I never really sat down and watched that. I
No.
seen clips of it. So what do? I went back and watched the whole fight, which that fight, the Roberto Duran and Aaron Barkley. I glanced at it, but I said you need to go back and watch the whole fight, brother. Not that I've never
Yeah.
seen it before, but I never took the time to sit and actually watch it with no sound. We watch this. Dope fights.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I mean,
that's
that's
what
what I
you
said.
need to do. Go back. All y'all got to do. It's nothing wrong with y'all sitting there or if you ain't got time to sit back and watch no fight from the 70s or 80s. Then you don't deserve the conversation. Rather, if you 25 or 40, you can't participate in the conversation.
And I heard somebody say that before. Oh, I don't want to talk about these old fighters. Well, you can't talk about the new fighters if you don't want to know about the old fighters,
You
because
can't talk about boxing, period.
the old fighters is what we're using to judge these new fighters, how they should be moving. The reason we say fighters should be fighting this fight, or it makes sense for them to fight that fighter, is because based off what we are accustomed to seeing, we're accustomed to seeing people that are potentially great. To seeing that, you're not going to have a problem with nothing that Tank Davis do because you're not accustomed to seeing people fight great fights. So whatever Tank Davis do, you're going to be fine with it. And that's fine because you are a casual. So you only watch certain individuals fight. So you're not accustomed to seeing great fights. You're accustomed to seeing a fighter. So I'm not mad at that. But when you say, "Oh no, I'm a boxer fan. I'm a boxer fan. I've been watching boxing for such and such amount of time." Well, if that is the case, why do you not have an argument? Why don't you have an issue with certain situations that happen? Now we can't force anybody to do anything, but we can
No,
have an issue with how a fighter is moving. We can
of
have an
course,
issue with that because
of course.
if a fighter is considering if he's considering himself great and he's not moving like he's great, then we gotta have an issue with how he's moving.
Yeah.
So I
Uh,
mean, like I said,
people,
I have no problem with people thinking the way they want to think, but you can't tell me anything and think I'm just gonna go with it. No, because I'm gonna have some questions.
let me tell you, because somebody asked me the other day, about the November 14th. I said I'm not talking about it. Not just not talk about it. This was even off camera. I said I'm not talking about that shit because I'm not entertaining that circus. I said I'm okay with everything else around that except for that, and I leave it at that. You know that because you should have a problem with that. I'm not saying everybody has to go on and complain about it, but I'll be watching. Listen, man, I had an issue with Pacquiao and Barrios when I said, damn, you shouldn't have had a problem with that because look what the hell has happened in November 4th. Now my ass about to probably entertain seeing Pacquiao and Barrios go at it. I'm like, I'll sit there and watch that before I watch the 14th of November. John,
Yeah,
what's up, my brother? Good morning.
yeah. I just that's another thing. Like you can't tell me that all these fighters are moving the way they supposed to be moving. No, I mean I ain't gonna say the way they supposed to be moving. They all are doing things to make themselves great. No, they're not. The way you make yourself great is by testing yourself. You have to test yourself to make yourself great.
Pacquiao versus Rolly for December. I thought he was supposed to be getting a with Barrios. I mean, all
Oh
right.
no,
If
that's
they make
crazy.
that, if that happen, then hey, it is what it is. What it is.
They
What
ain't gonna be
happened,
satisfied. They ain't gonna be satisfied till they get Manny Pacquiao put to bed.
man? Listen, this is why I say a lot of this shit is for you casuals that think that a lot of this shit is okay. Y'all don't know. This is why I say a lot of y'all need to study your boxing. I don't want old fights. I don't want to do my research on old fighters. All I want to do is ride Tank. All I want to do is D-ride Boots. All I D-ride this fighter, that fighter. That's cool, but somebody has opened for somebody at some point. You're gonna look me in the eye and tell me that. See, the problem is with a lot of y'all only boxing fans of today. So don't call yourself a fan. You're a boxing fan of today. Because to understand today, you got to go back. Go back in the time. That's why Thursdays are so important. When I have my Throwback Thursdays, and you see my Throwback Thursdays, I don't talk about fights. I pay my respect to the legends, rather if they're deceased or they're alive. But y'all don't want to. I come up here and talk old school boxing. The first thing a idiot gonna ask me is, who you think is gonna win, Canelo or Crawford? We ain't talking about no goddamn Canelo and Crawford. To be honest with you, I'm not talking about Canelo and Crawford for another 2 weeks because y'all done talked about that so damn much. And I have no beef with the fight. It's just the people who it bothers me. Cause y'all ain't doing nothing but saying the same shit every week. Every week. Joseph Parker versus Fabio. Oh damn. I can't watch both, Cam. Damn, Cam, it's gonna be hard to watch. Joseph Parker
Because,
and Fabio.
yeah, it's supposed to be happening in December. They was in talk. I mean, I'm sorry, February. They was in talk of making that fight for February. So I'm not.
Okay, Joseph Parker, Fabio. I'm not. No, I listen. October 25th. This is what I'm saying. We got all this stuff coming up
Oh, they did finalize it for October 25th.
in
I thought it
London.
was they was talking about
Woo! Wait.
trying to make it for February.
I don't know about you,
Oh,
Free, but
okay.
I don't know about you, Free, but my snap on deck for October 25th. Sheesh.
You said your what?
My snacks. You're gonna have to have October 25th is a busy day because don't we got Fedora and Thurman that right?
I thought that was October 18th. Is it the 25th?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I mean I'm not gonna have no snacks because all my snacks is gonna be waiting till 6 days from there. That's what I'm gonna be doing my snacking. Halloween.
6 days.
I'm doing my Halloween. I'm gonna be doing my
Man, get
snacking on
the fuck.
Halloween.
Yo, man, get out. Yo, come on, free. Come on, dog.
I'm gonna be doing my snacking on Halloween.
Free, come on. 25th of Yo, free, really? Y'all, yo, you about to talk about another fight? I'm like, there's a fight 6 days from the 25th. He's talking about saving it for Halloween. Y'all see how talented this dude can be? Motherfucker, man. Bro said he eating all the candy on the low. Yeah, John. Yeah,
I,
John.
hey, I'm gonna tell you why I said that because my grandkids they go trick or treating or whatever, but
Yeah.
my granddaughter she don't eat chocolate. Anything she get chocolate, she give it to me. She know I love chocolate,
Oh,
so
word?
anything she get chocolate, she don't eat. She give it to me.
So she don't eat no kind of chocolate, no matter what it is. She don't.
No
Oh
chocolate. Like
man,
she
a
she
good thing. She gonna
like
have some.
she literally not the funny thing about it is she went to the dentist. She had 3 cavities. Dream, he eats candy like I do. That nigga had no cavities.
What?
And he had no
That's
cavities.
crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. But you know,
But
everybody's saying. But yeah, man. We got all these loaded fights, man. This what come on. Y'all be sitting. Listen, man. I don't know what's up with. If she was smart, she. He said she. Yeah, she'll trade. She'll trade. She'll trade. She give it to her grandfather.
then
Lucky I'm not around her.
she give it to me like literally they would go trick or treating and then their mother would come in the house and they pour all their candy on
Yeah.
the living room floor and they would separate the candy and then I will come in the house or they'll bring the bag over to my computer where I'm sitting there right here Papa and they'll give me all the candy that they don't want.
Shout out to all the grandchildren, man. Shouts to all the not all the grandchildren, all the kids all around the world. Shouts to all y'all, man. Me and Tiff was just talking about what we were for that day. We haven't went out and celebrated Halloween with each other in a minute, so we try some type of plan together where we can come together. Tony Harrison versus on the oh yeah, Harrison is fighting on the 25th card. Yeah, that shit gonna be crazy. Yeah, that card is disrespectful. That's a disrespectful card. This is what I'm saying. And we sitting here entertaining November 14th, like that's some shit to look forward to. Man, I gotta be out your mind. Not over here.
I
Man,
mean, only thing I'm looking for on November 14th, I want to see what fights he put on the undercard because it's a free event on Netflix. So I will watch the undercard fight just like I did the Mike Tyson card. I watched the undercard fights when it got to the main event. I turned it off. I mean,
she
me
don't.
personally,
Tiff said.
when it
Tiff
when
said.
it when it gets to the when it When it gets to the main event, my ass gonna be at work, so I ain't gonna be watching the main event anyway. I
She
hear
was like,
them talk about it.
yeah, look, Tiff said, you ain't gonna watch it? Hell no. She said, that's surprising. I said, I'm dead serious. I said, I'm not even going to 14. I said, I'm not. Hopefully there's something else going on that day that my ass can watch. But I said, I won't be watching that shit. I promise you that shit. I'm good. But this one, yeah, October 25th is gonna be October 25th. Oh man, that's gonna be, yeah. I gotta make sure October 25th. I'm not doing nothing. That's something I definitely, and I forgot that Shane Mosley Jr. is on that card. I want to see what he can do. There's stuff
Oh,
coming up, man.
matter of fact, hey, Cam J, today at 1 o'clock, me and TD Sports will be talking to a New York Post beat writer for the NFL, Steve Sherby. Steve Sherby.
Scooter Davis
He's a New York beat writer for the NFL.
on the
We
card.
will be talking to him at 1 o'clock. So
Junior.
either you can tap in on my channel or tap in on TD Sports channel.
Oh, that's what Boxing Source. So that's what Boxing Source said. The Boxing Source. He said there was a show out in DC this week, Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
Box.
a show.
He told me he was going.
Yeah, it's a show out here this weekend.
Yo, Free, you got to start. Well, you don't have to start. I want to see you start applying for media, man. You deserve to be sitting up there just as well as
I do apply for media. I just never get accepted. I apply for media every time y'all send me the applications.
Well, I'm talking about as far as out there where you happen to.
Oh, I gotta find out the information for ProBox. Who I gotta how I sign up for
Yeah,
credentials for ProBox.
because it should be a lot of not to say it's not. I know in Maryland, you know the one thing I like about Maryland and DC that can't be denied. The one thing about Maryland and DC, I don't give a fuck if it's amateur or if it's pro. It's stay being boxing in both of those places. Stay. You might not be familiar with the promotional company, but there's always a professional fight in DC and Maryland, hands down.
Yeah, I mean they put on a lot of fight cards out here.
And I
know another thing that I know they put on a lot of amateur fights out here too.
Oh
Every
yeah,
time I
and
turn around, there's an amateur card going
it's
on.
always an amateur fight. And I told Tip this. I said, reason why I got to step my game up because I said, look, there's gonna be times me and you are either gonna have to get on Amtrak or have to get on Greyhound. If we go to these places like DC and Maryland because they be having so many dope amateur shows, we just got to do it. You know, New York is cool, but to myself to get the hell out and go other places. I want to see what other towns is like, what the food is like, what the hotels is like, what the casinos is like. I know up in Maryland, casino. Where they got a casino at in Maryland again? Free?
We got 3 casinos. We got Merlin Live. We got the Horseshoe, which is right there in Baltimore, and then we have the MGM Grand, which is in at the National Harbor. So we got 3 of them in Merlin. Merlin Live is the one that's like 5 minutes from my house. Horseshoe is about 10-15 minutes away from my house, and then the MGM is like about a good 35-40 minute drive from my house.
Oh, okay, that's dope. So yeah, oh, Free, what you got in the bag, man? I'm hungry. What you got? You trying to share with the live?
That I'm about to make. I ain't got nothing. I told you
Yo,
I'm out here. I'm out here on the grind. I'm making some extra money.
this dude D Free don't never know money, man. This dude is greedy, man. Damn, he don't know how to stop making money.
I'm on the grind, dog. I got things I got to get taken care of. I got things I'm trying to do. I'm on the grind.
122 for Mordius. No, oh, anyways, belt. Oh, there can't be knowing a lot of shit. This is why I don't take enough reading. I do reading on stuff that I got coming up, but this is why reading is great. I sat there and I watched Michaela Mayer. I was watching some of her fights yesterday because I was supposed to do a show on Mayer. do a show on her today. Hey Cam, about 5 o'clock. I usually do it 6:05, but I think I'm gonna do it early. You should come through, Cam, if you got time. I don't know what you're doing at 5 o'clock, but maybe you should come up because Cam, you're very knowledgeable. See, a lot of these guys are not too knowledgeable, and you should come through, man. Talk about Mayor of the Day, because I try to get off that, but we can also get to some of these fights if we want to. But that like button, y'all. Everybody coming in, and good morning to all y'all, man. I hope everybody had a beautiful and wonderful Labor Day weekend and everybody was safe. Yeah, I still got to do Michaela. I still got to do Michaela Mayer free. I was supposed to did it yesterday. I'm gonna do her today.
Michaela Mayer, what?
I'm gonna do something on her today. I always try
Oh,
to
talk
switch it.
about it. Oh,
Yeah, because
okay.
she has something coming up. I just don't know if there's a date yet.
Yeah, she got.
Yeah,
I think she got. I think they were supposed to be having a fight coming up.
yeah, she
Or she,
supposed
or
to.
she,
haven't seen. I
or she was trying to
talking
make
about
a
it. I
fight
think
at
that
least.
Michaela Mayer fight October 30th. There we go. October
Okay.
30th versus Mary Spencer. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about her today. Just to, I always like to salute my ladies and show my ladies some love. Yo, what's going on with Gabrielle Fendora? It's been quiet.
She got a fight that they was working on. She got a fight that they was working on. Um, I think she's about to defend her undisputed title once again. I mean,
Okay,
not once again. She's about to defend it for the first time.
okay.
Um, Hold on. Her last fight, was that a defense or was that for the undisputed
I don't
title?
remember. I remember her last fight, but I don't remember what it was for. I do remember watching it. You know what? I'm gonna look it up. This is why we look up stuff. I'm gonna Google and look it up and
I
see what it
think it.
says.
I think it might have been a. I think it might have been a defense. I think that might have been her first defense. I think the last fight might have been her first defense.
Because when you Google it and you look it up, it'll tell you. So I'm
Because
probably gonna,
what I do know that she said she might go down a weight, and I was like, if your ass lose any more weight, we're gonna be out here versus the next lady. I'm like, you can't lose no
but
more
what is
weight.
she?
Your ass
Well, my thing
like
is, what is she?
she like 5'11", weighing 115, 118. I'm like, you
But what is she?
5'11".
But my question is, what is she running from? Because that I would think. What is she running from?
She shouldn't be running from anybody because it ain't nobody at the next weight class above her. It ain't really nobody at the weight class below her. I think
Yeah,
she's at 118 right now. I think, and she was talking about she might go down to 115 if I'm not
Gabrielle
mistaken.
Fedora back
And
September 20th. She's back September 20th. Thank you. So that means she's coming back this month. So which means I'll be getting ready to talk about her then. Because this is going to be interesting with this moving up and down in weight. I don't know about that. And like you said, she's already like 112, 115 pounds free. What?
yeah. Yeah, I knew
So
they was making a fight for her because I did see the reports of her about to fight. I just didn't see that they had finalized the fight.
that girl right now could go to 130 if she can. Not
No,
maybe
she
at
can go to 126. She can go to 126 and dominate at 126 because of her height and her reach.
her reach.
She can
First of all,
dominate at
her
126.
reach is like a basketball player. That shit is ridiculous. It's crazy.
I mean,
That girl can
she's
punch you
taller
from
than
across the
just about
street.
anybody from 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 like 160 down. She's taller than just about everybody. I
You
think it
know what?
might
You
be
know what it
one
is
or
though.
two females that's actually taller than her from 160 down.
And I know this is boxing. You know, the more you move up, the more it gets difficult. I think thinking about that shit. Some people like being where they could just dominate. They make it look like they the boogeyman or they're that great. When it's time to move up, it's like shit, move up. I might be shit. It ain't gonna get no easy for me. I might mess around and meet my.
That's true. That's true. I mean, that's why I said I'm not mad at individuals that stay at a certain weight class as long as your body is comfortable making that weight. You ain't got to move up. I never heard nobody criticize Marvin Hagler for not moving up.
But what happens for you now too? Sometimes this is what you correct me if I'm wrong. Cam, everybody who's listening, correct me when I'm wrong. Do you think some people stay around and they wait where they know where they can't make this weight no more, but they're gonna try to do everything possible to continue to make the weight, and no matter what you do, your body's letting you know, yo, son, you can't make this weight no more. It's time to move up.
Yeah. When it's time, if you forcing your body to stay at a weight when your body is telling you you need to move on, you're scared of what can possibly happen at the next weight class.
Yeah,
You're scared of what possibly can happen because there's no reason to force yourself to stay at a smaller weight class if you've already dominated that weight class and your body is telling you you need to move up. There's no reason for you to stay at that weight class.
yeah. Um, some people are. They have a fear of I can make this weight if I want to. I think some fighters they think about it and they fighters are not stupid, so they think about it and they go, I can do it, but shit, look at what comes with it. I could go from 118 to 126. Do I really want to do that? Because some people are comfortable with them dominating at the weight class that they at. And the punches will get harder the more you move up. Now you got to put on the muscle, which not all the time your body reacts to that. Because you put on muscle, I'd be all right. See, it's cool when you're in the gym and you lifting weights and you put in the bag and you beating the hell out your sparring partners and you thinking, okay, I'll do fine at. And then you get in there with somebody who's actually been at that weight, and it don't go the way it's gonna go, and it's like, oh shit. Now, I don't look too good at 126. I don't look too good at 130. I don't look too good. I think I'm gonna go back down. And you like after one fight, motherfucker had one fight. I'm going back to my natural weight. I'm like, damn. The only person with doing that, and I don't even think he did it, because I remember me and D talked about it. He fought at 40, and then he fought at 5. Was the Mikey Garcia? Remember me and you was talking about that with Garcia, Earl Spence, and we were like, damn. And even though Mikey had fought at 40, I didn't agree with that when he was
Right.
going to fight Spence. I'm like, man, hell no, Mikey, don't you do that, Mikey. And I liked Mikey at the time. I liked Mikey. Still do. I Mikey. But I'm like, no, Mikey, don't do that. This could be a recipe for disaster, Mikey. And we see how that worked out. So some people, I guess they call it, I don't want to say protect their legacy, but they protect, if that makes any sense. Because, for the last couple of years in boxing, undefeated is the shit. You undefeated, you that. Once you get 2 or 3 losses, you're not the same. Because this is you idiots, and I'm talking about you idiots that don't know about boxing. The same because he got about 3 losses. Those 3 losses don't define your career. Some of my favorite fighters, I told you that a million times, for the ones who've never listened to me, some of my favorite fighters, some of your favorite fighters, or let me speak for myself, some of my favorite fighters got losses. Rest in peace, Gotti, Zab Judah, Miguel Cotto, Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, Holyfield. I mean, we can sit here all day. Terry Norris, Sugar Ray, Marvin Hagler, Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Roy Jones, Hopkins. I mean, Jesus Christ. We can sit here all day. As soon as a fighter get 2 or 3 fights, he need to retire because, you know, he lost 3 fights. What I mean, y'all don't be knowing what y'all watching, man. Y'all just be talking. Smash my like button, y'all. Well, actually, you ain't got. Here's 11 likes. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take it. So what is the solution to all this, y'all? We need to study our boxing more than what we're doing. And versus us coming up here over a sport that don't give a shit about you. We need to study more. We need to come together more and try to why certain things are not happening the way we would like to see it happen. Of us always arguing about it. What's the how do we fix it? Now we may not necessarily fix what's going on in boxing, but as far as the conversation we're having, how do we fix it? How do we make it right? How do we make it right? I'll tell you how we make it right. By us not having conversations about a sport we know nothing about, or we think we know about it because we like this fighter, we like that fighter, so I deserve to participate in the conversation because I'm a fan of this fighter. I remember I had one idiot come up here, not come up here, but in the comment section. How do you, because I was speaking about you don't have to support something you don't want to watch. Don't watch it. And he's like, how do you tell a bunch of boxing junkies not to, y'all not no boxing junkie. That's the problem. That's an insult. Y'all not no boxing junkies. The definition of that. The late great Kirk Sugar, boxing junkie. Scrap boxing junkies. There's certain people out there that deserve that title. You talk to Stormy B. You sit there and have a conversation with you about a lot of stuff. And he was actually a man who was in boxing, as far as, you know, being in the boxing. People who don't know that back in Chicago. In case y'all didn't know that. Maybe y'all wasn't up there on that live that time when he showed all that. Y'all are not boxing junkies. That is disrespect to the people who actually know what they're doing. There's no such thing as you coming in being a fan of boxing today. Not a fan of boxing, period. But if you only a fan of boxing today, don't you dare open up your mouth to call yourself a boxing junkie. Just because you talk boxing from Monday through Friday and Saturday and Sunday, you're not a boxing junkie. You're a groupie. Because if you're telling me I don't want to talk about boxing from 30 years ago and I'm just comfortable with boxing, you're not a boxing junkie, fool. You're a groupie. You're no different from these gold who don't even know a rapper or a ball player personally, don't know much about him, but they just know what he do for a living. So what they're doing over there trying to act like they know who he is. And that's what y'all doing. Don't know nothing, but want to be groupies. Y'all want to be groupies of these fighters today that you know nothing about. As if something wrong. There's nothing wrong with you Googling. There's nothing wrong with you studying. Nothing wrong with you going back to 25, 30 years ago. So even if you're 25 or 21, you could be able to keep up with the conversation. The age doesn't matter. 20s, 30s, 40s. Just because you older, that don't mean y'all know everything. Yeah, I was 21 when Muhammad Ali fought Joe Frazier. All right, what that mean? You might have been alive at that time. but that don't mean you were there to watch it. So at some point, we all have to come up with a solution to make conversations better. We have to come up with a better solution on how we treat the self-hate. Get rid of that shit because it's not doing nothing for us. It doesn't help us. Just saying. Look, oh, there you go. I thought they, man. Thought they didn't kidnap my brother free, man. But I was telling them,
God damn,
what's wrong?
damn plane loud as hell. That's what happens
Oh,
when you get to an airport.
oh, but yeah, I was just telling them my solution to everything, y'all. Do your homework, study on stuff, read up on stuff, then participate in the conversation.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know how to do that.
No, I told them because you went out. I told you were out. And I said,
Oh no, I heard everything you said. I can
oh,
hear
you
you.
heard it.
You just
So
yeah,
you
you
heard
just
the
can't
part where
see
I
me.
was like, stop out your way to call yourself boxing junkies when you only a
Yeah,
fan of boxing today.
yeah, yeah.
You're
Now
not a boxing
I can
junkie.
hear everything you say. You just can't see me or hear me, but I can hear you.
Okay, well then that's good then. Okay, so y'all not boxing junkies. Stop doing that. That's a slap in the face.
Yeah, I mean, people want to put themselves in that category because they know a little bit about the sport, but you got to understand what a junkie means. It means you live, breathe, and consume that sport. 95%
Yes.
of the time of your day. You could select what I do with football and boxing all day long. I'm on YouTube talking about football and boxing. I'm following the sport. I'm getting information about the sport. I'm doing interviews about the sport. I'm watching the sport all day long. That's what I'm doing. Like people can call me a YouTube junkie because I'm on YouTube all day
Yeah.
long.
That's what I would be considered a social media junkie because if I'm not on YouTube, I'm on Instagram. Like when you see me post on Instagram, I'm a junkie on Instagram because every day I'm posting something. When there's an amateur show or when there's something involving with rap, I'm posting. I'm a posting junkie. I have a
Yeah.
right to have that title because every time you look up on Instagram, I'm posting something. I'm a
But
junkie.
like a lot of people wanna say, oh, I'm a diehard this, I'm a diehard that, or I'm a sports junkie or whatever have you. They really not. They're really more so a diehard individual fan or a diehard team fan. Like, hold on one second, hold on, let me take this.
Yeah, yeah. The channel, y'all. Good morning, everybody that's coming in. Please smash that like button and like, share, subscribe if you like. And if you don't, I appreciate you for coming through here. Welcome to the morning chop up. For those who be familiar with what we do.
They're more so a team diehard or an individual diehard. They know everything about that team. They know everything about that individual. But when it comes to all of the other teams or all of the other athletes in that sport, you don't really know much about them. So you're not a diehard for the sport. You're a diehard for the fan or for an individual. That's what you are. And it's
Yeah,
nothing wrong with being that, but that's what you are.
yeah, and that I could accept that, but don't act like it's more than what you say it is. I'm just a junkie and I know everything about this to be able to keep up with you guys. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Now, I consider myself a junkie when it comes to amateur boxing. I would say, yeah, I'm a junkie. junkie because I support those kids. Our fighters, because all of them are not kids. Some of them have a family of their own. But if you look at any Instagram, it's involving amateur boxing. I'm a junkie when it comes to that, and I have a right to that. Now I may not get to go to all the shows like I used to. I don't have to go to all the shows all the time to show you I'm a junkie. Just me posting it. I'm a junkie because I'm serious about that. But a lot of y'all, man, I don't know about a lot of y'all, man. You are a boxing fan of today.
Like I wouldn't consider myself a diehard boxing fan. I would consider myself a boxing fan, and I know about the sport, but I'm not a diehard. I don't know everything about the sport. I couldn't
Um,
tell you about certain fights or things like that. I can do the research to give you my opinion and give you what I believe happened in the situation. I can do the research, but far as watching every boxing match that come on, I don't do that. I don't do that. I watch a lot of boxing match. I don't just watch the big names or whatever. I watch a lot of boxing, but I'm not a diehard boxing fan. I'm a diehard football fan. Now, when it comes to football, I'm a diehard football fan.
yeah.
Now I need to brush up a little more on my college football, but I still know enough about college to where I can talk in a conversation about college football. But when it comes to the NFL, oh, I mean it ain't really too much you could tell me about NFL football that I don't already know.
Yeah. And I'm glad you had the NFL talks because the boxing talks. Um, because they're not fun. Conversations are not fun. But our job to control what it is that we want to talk about, we want to bring up. But this is the reason why the morning chop ups were introduced because I said I had to take a step back and I go, do I want to keep waking up 7 in the morning and
You
doing
see
this?
what's this is the reason why I like football more than any other sport there's out there, because there's not a single situation in football where you say, you know what, man, this weekend boring as hell. It ain't really nothing to talk about. It's always something to talk about when it comes to the NFL. Whether they playing a game today or they getting ready to play a game at the end of the week, there's always something to talk about in football, because you know that teams are going to match up. You know there's going to be a good matchup somewhere on Sunday or somewhere on Monday or Thursday. You know it's going to be a good matchup. In
Yeah.
boxing, you like, man, ain't really nothing going on this weekend. Like last weekend, Albert Bell, but after that, what was anybody else talking about? And most
Oh,
people
damn it.
wasn't even talking about Albert Bell.
I forgot he fought. Oh, shit.
See what I'm saying? Most people don't even know anything. Don't even know about that because ain't nobody talking about it. But he was the only quote unquote name fighter that anybody will
Oh,
have
man.
any type of
I wanted to see
thing to
that
mention about.
too. I wanted to see that. But this is also, y'all can't call yourself junkies when rather if a fighter is popular or whatever it be, you got to talk about boxing. You can't just say, I'm gonna talk about the same five fighters. I'm gonna talk about the same five fighters Friday, and that's it. How can we pick a week, talk about this one guy for the whole goddamn week?
No, see, like you said, they talk about one fight, but they don't talk about anything else on that card. You just talk about the main event, but you got other good fights on the card. But nobody would know that because ain't nobody talking about it except for the main event. Like the
Yeah,
Canelo Alvarez card. I don't know who's on that card because nobody's talking about it. And I didn't do the research on the card because I wasn't really feeling the fight. So I didn't really do the research on the
yeah,
card. It wasn't
yeah,
until It wasn't until I think a couple of days ago that I found out that the card is going to be free, and I was like, "Oh, it's going to be free? Okay, I might look into seeing who's on
Yeah,
the card and watching the fight because I wasn't going to pay for that card. If that card was pay per view, I wasn't paying for it.
yeah,
I tell people all the time, if it's not something that I want to see, I'm not paying for it. I didn't ask to see Canelo versus Bud Crawford, and everybody, oh, what Bud Crawford is going for he's trying to test himself. He's trying to do something that nobody has ever done in the sport and become a 3 division undisputed champion. Yeah, that's great for Bud. That's great for Bud. But I was more so wanting Canelo to fight David Benavidez. I was more so looking for Bivol to fight David Benavidez. Those are the fights that I was looking for. I wasn't looking for Canelo versus Bud. This I heard people talk about it. I never gave no mention of Canelo fighting Bud. That was not a conversation that I brought up. I will get in the conversation, but that was never a conversation that I brought up because I didn't care about it. Hold on a second. You go ahead and talk. I can hear you. You won't see me.
okay, yeah. Well, and that's what I always say that something you don't want to support, we don't have to, but people feel like if I don't support it, I'm not a fan. And which is crazy to me because that y'all just accept anything that's. I've never heard too many people say out their mouth, "I'm not supporting it," but at the same time, go support it anyway. Sometimes when we say we're not supporting something, right? Talking about it is supporting it. You're entertaining the nation. I bet you a lot of y'all don't even know that. We all sit on one channel arguing about why the fight is trash and why we not watching it. We support just by mentioning it. How many of y'all ever time to think about that? You could down the fight on, but when we go on the panel on that shit for hours, we're still supporting it by talking about it. The people who don't really know about the fighters or don't know what's going on in boxing, when you're mentioning this one person, and even though you're sitting up there down, they know who this person is just off the strength of you. So keep in mind, you think you're doing bodily harm by downing the fight, but you really lifting the fight. You're lifting the fighter because now people know who that fighter is. You're supporting it. When I come up and I go, I'm not supporting November 14th. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because people always act like they need other people validation to be acting like you're doing something right. You don't need nobody to validate what you do. Oh, if I don't watch this fight, they're gonna say I'm not a boxing fan. Who
Yeah,
cares?
who cares?
Because they say you're not a boxing fan, that means you're not a boxing fan? Because they said it. You don't need nobody to validate what you do. That's what's wrong with a lot of us. We always need somebody. We're looking for somebody else to validate what we're doing.
So y'all not watching basket. Y'all not watching. You're afraid of what somebody. I'm not a real fan if I don't. So I got every. So if it don't matter, it don't matter what promotional company it is. I gotta watch it. Because then I can't participate in the conversation if I didn't watch. Like y'all don't even have valid reasons for being boxing fans. You don't.
Huh?
You don't. You have no control of what I mean, y'all, I don't even know what to say about y'all, man. It's just crazy. Some of y'all are involved in boxing for no reason. You don't serve a
Man,
purpose.
a lot of people. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. A lot of people are on YouTube talking boxing because they seen somebody else do it and make money from it.
Of course, I said that. Of course. Of course.
That's
Of
that's
course.
the only that's the
Of
only reason
course.
why because a lot of these
Of
dudes
course.
don't even watch boxing like that, and I can tell by listening to what you're saying in your content. You don't.
Yo, you know what we got now? We got a bunch of we got a bunch of drill YouTubers. You know how they got drill rappers? We got a bunch of drill YouTubers that's on here nothing. Because you know, people say they can't understand drill rap. That's what we got. A bunch of drill YouTubers that here saying a whole bunch of nothing. That's what y'all are now. Drill YouTubers. Not calling y'all fans anymore. Not even calling y'all casual. A bunch of drill YouTubers on here talking about nothing.
I be listening to these guys points that they be trying to make, and I'm like, dog, your point don't even make any sense because dog, and this is how you know a lot of these people don't know what they're talking about because they state a point and then the point that they're stating is validating your point. I'm like, so I'm glad you said that. Thank you for proving my point. I say that a lot because you're saying something that's proving my point.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't even believe what you saying. You just don't like the way I said it.
Yeah. Well, you know, we live
You
in
just
that
don't like
time.
the way I said it.
We live in the times where it's like mindset has to be somebody else's. And if you're not thinking how they're thinking to it, then you don't know what you're talking about. But it's actually, I'm spitting facts, and it's the way I'm saying it, and you don't like it. So don't be a part of the. I'm gonna say it once. I'm gonna say it twice. I don't care who shares this. I don't care who leaves a comment. I don't care who goes, I'll never subscribe to his channel. I don't care. That shit don't stop me from doing what I'm doing. I'm not going nowhere. No Doug Zone is here until I pull the plug, whatever that is. Y'all are not who y'all say y'all are. It's not about being the smartest person on here. That's the go out your way to try to outsmart each other. It's not about that. It's not about that. Am I boxing? Well, not really. Even if I was, I don't have to let you know that. Like, if you ask me who I'm going for in the fight and I don't tell you, that doesn't mean I'm not interested in the fight. I don't have to tell you who I'm going for. Because now I'm at a point in my life, I just want to sit and enjoy boxing. You know why I fall for that trap of picking who? Because as soon as something go wrong, you idiots think that you going and bother me about it. What happened to your man Saturday night? What you mean what happened? He lost. Big deal. But you said, man, I don't give a shit what I said. Okay, shit happened. Just because I say something, that don't mean that's actually going to happen. I'm not training that fighter. I'm not in his corner. Yeah, but you said, shut up. Y'all act like a bunch of little girls in high school. That's what y'all act like. Shut up. What's the solution to all this? Do your homework. As far as when it comes to the boxing, what's the solution to us behaving the way we behave on YouTube? What's the solution to that? How we treat each other. But if we can't get on here like grown men and have grown conversations, then we need to stay away from each other. Because I'm not going to play with y'all. I'm going to be real with you. I'm not going to play with y'all. I'm not the guy that I'm going to get into something physical over boxing or over anything else. I'm not going to do that. I swear to God, I'm not gonna do that. I told him I have to do that is the day I close the doors. I will
Damn.
close the doors and walk away. I will close the doors and walk away before I be up here saying this is the reason why I got on YouTube so I can violate another black man or another man, period, no matter what color he's in. I'm just not gonna do that. I refuse to.
That's crazy. Um, yeah, me personally, I don't understand why people. Well, I ain't gonna say I don't understand because I do understand why people got a channel. Like I said, they did it because they want to make some extra money, but they thought it was something that they can easily do to make some money. But once you get in here, you realize it's not something that's a easy get rich scheme or take over your current income. It's not something easily done. You got to put actually some work to it if you want to sustain a large audience and you want to get a substantially amount of money. You got to put some work into it. It's not just something you can just come on here and talk and then you're going to get subscribers and people are going to start giving you money and things like that. You get super chats and things like that because of the things that you say, the talking points that you have. People are not going to give you super chats if you up here talking about a bunch of nothing that they want to
Yeah.
hear. They're not going to give you super chat. You're not going to get a bunch of subscribers if nobody
Um.
is is learning anything from what you're talking about.
Somebody asked me. We're not at that point where you getting super. Go. I didn't think nothing. I said I don't know. I don't focus on it. But when that happens, it happens. I just like to come my mind. This is a speak your mind platform. So when that happens, it happens, free. And it may not never happen because sometimes I want to hear these type of conversations. And it's okay. This is the reason why we have different channels so we can go. It's almost like watching TV, free. We know TV is garbage today, but there's certain things we can go watch what we want to. I'm not gonna sit here complaining about some shit on TV I don't want to watch. I go watch what I want to watch. Every morning, the Cosby's comes on, World, Living Single comes on. If I don't want to watch the Cosby, I go watch Living Single. It's different shit. I got different shit I could go. I'm not gonna sit here complaining about why the Cosby's is on every day. I'm not gonna complain
Right,
about that.
right,
If I want to watch, like last night, every night before I go to bed, I gotta watch Forensic Files. It's one of my favorite things to watch. If I'm not watching First 48, I watch Files. So if I don't want to watch anybody on the channel that I feel like they ain't talking about, I stay up late night about 11, 12 o'clock watching Forensic Files. And I go to bed because I know I got to get up 8 o'clock in the morning to do this. Now, I tell you what I am. I am a junkie when it comes to doing my show because I
right.
dedicate myself to getting up doing this.
Yeah,
I dedicated. Ain't getting paid for this. The fuck? I ain't got no sponsors. I had sponsors, but they didn't do right by me.
right, right.
I get up and do this for the love. I
Yeah.
love doing this. Rather if I
And,
get a cash app or not, I'm gonna keep putting the cash app I want because I'm like eventually something's gonna come. I don't sweat it.
and see, that's what.
I'm not pressuring nobody. Some people don't want to go live just to get the super chat or they can't get a cash app or they're not getting the response they want. So I'm not doing this live shit no more.
And see, that's what a lot of people got to understand. When it comes to making money, if you're not doing something that you love and you want to do, you're not going to make no real money behind it anyway because you're not going to give it your all. These people that has been successful in life are doing something that they love to do. Yeah, you got a few that was given opportunities that should have been given to somebody else that was more deserving. But in order for them to sustain their success, they had to put work into it. They had to continue keeping up the standard in order to stay successful. So they had to put work into doing something that they love to do. They didn't go into that field or took that job just because it was a easy way to make money. They took that job because they know it was an opportunity that they can change their family lives. And
Yeah,
that's what a lot of people got to understand when they get into YouTube. If you really want to make money, you got to put work into it. You gotta put the research in. You gotta talk to individuals. You gotta have interviews with individuals that will draw more audience. The more you draw in, the more you get out of it. If you're not drawing anything in, you're not going to get anything out of it. That's the reason why
yeah,
me and Thomas do these interviews. We do these live streams for 2 3 hours, and we talk about football and we give insight on different games that's going down and things like that. We do that because we want to put into what we love to talk about. And so we want
yeah,
to get something out of it. Whether we
yeah,
get a lot of money or we don't, we're still doing this. Like me and Thomas, we do this as a hobby. This is not something that we doing to make money for a living. If we make money, we make money, but we're not doing this to make money. We're doing it because it's a hobby. We like to talk
yeah,
about sports, so we doing this to talk about the sports that we talk about on a regular basis. So if we can make some money behind talking about what we already talk about on a regular basis, let's do that. Let's make some money
yeah.
behind it. This is not something that we doing because, oh, I ain't got no job. Now I'm gonna be a YouTuber. Well, if you ain't got no job and you're gonna be a YouTuber, you still ain't gonna have no money until you get over the threshold where you can start
I,
making money.
and I think that's where people get it twisted. So what's the solution to that? You got to keep working. For anybody who asks the solution to that, because if somebody is not explaining to you how it works, and you know people who are on YouTube and they're not telling you that, and they tell you, man, you want to make some money, get you a channel. That's not how that works. You got to put in
Well,
work. I had my channel for 5 years, and it was my fault. I only been active on my channel for 2 years. Who knows what happened? It started from the beginning, but I don't cry over spilled milk. I don't cry over that shit. I look at it like I got 645 subscribers. Thank you. Thank you. Because people don't have to be over here with me. Because I might say some shit that might some feathers, but I don't do it on purpose. It's just some things that need to be heard that other people are not going to say because people are so tuned into I don't lose my subscribers and my viewers. So if I say certain shit that I know that could cause a problem and you're speaking truth, me, if you're a real subscriber or if you're really my friend, you'll understand what it is that I'm saying, and you're gonna be like, I'm not leaving. I'm not,
right, right.
because what he's saying is he might have a point. He's just saying what other because AD for you. One thing about me, I'm not afraid to lose subscribers. This shit ain't. Let me tell you, we have been losing subscribers all our life, which means we've been having friends and people that we know that's been subscribed to our lives. Something went wrong, and we weren't friends, and they unsubscribed to our life. So what's the difference on social media?
Nothing.
How many family members
Nothing.
said to you, Free? How many family members said to you, D Free, I'm not talking to you no more, Free? At you.
I mean, I have people say that all the time. I mean, I have guys that I went to school with basically my whole childhood, and
Yeah,
we're no longer friends anymore because I have a different outlook on what I do, the way I want my life to go, and they still doing the same stuff they've been doing.
yeah. So this I don't understand is that y'all make unsubscribe, subscribe a social media thing, but y'all have to realize in real life, people been unsubscribing to your life. It happens every day. Being monetized was something that was always a part of our life. It never became a social media thing because a lot of us been making money. A lot of us been monetized. See, you're not just monetized on YouTube. You are monetized in real life, which means if you making money off YouTube or not. Your 9 to 5 job is your job, and if you don't like what's going on with it, then you need to find something else to do for a living. So don't get caught up in this YouTube thing with like YouTube is just like my life. It's a part of your life, but it's not your life. Because if YouTube ended today and it didn't exist no more, you got to go on in life. Oh,
Yeah.
what am I going to do? Oh, God, they took YouTube away. Man, listen. What you going to do? Life go on. What you going to give up on life because social media don't exist no more? I told y'all years ago, y'all would let social media be the death of y'all. It ain't going to be the death of me. Social media doesn't determine if I live or die. It doesn't determine if I'm going to have food in my refrigerator. It's not going to determine if the lights is going to be on in my house. Because I'm going to do it to make sure. Man, listen, man. Hey, free. They don't get it, free. They don't get it. They
No,
don't understand, man. They don't get it. They don't get it. They too
no,
blindsided. They don't get it.
they never will until
Boxing, please.
something dramatic hit them. Then they'll get it. Oh, this is what they was talking about. Yeah, we tried to tell you before, but I mean, I mean, sometimes like your parents say, sometimes you ain't gonna understand it until it smack you in the face. Then you'll understand. So sometimes we
Yeah.
gotta smack these people in the face before they understand because you don't want to listen to nobody because you feel like you know everything, and you got somebody that's been doing it much longer than you trying to give you some advice. They're not trying to tell you what to do. They're just trying to give you some advice. You can take the advice or you cannot take it.
And even when it comes to this boxing, there's some things that me and you, free, we don't know about, right? We take the time to stuff. I've heard you say multiple times. I didn't know that. I don't know about that. That up and let me get back to y'all. Because even as grown men, being the age we are, there's some things, and it's okay. We can admit that. We can admit that. We don't know that. Because there's still going to be some things about this sport, and there's still some things that we're going to learn that we didn't know. But when you walk on acting like I'm Mr. Know It All and this, I know that, you don't know shit. Y'all don't know nothing. That's why I'm losing when it comes to these boxing conversations. And then as soon as something you wanted to go on social media, or excuse me, YouTube, hey D Free, I'm quitting, man. Taking my channel down. I quit. I'm not getting enough subscribers. I don't have enough viewers. Nobody's hitting my cat. Nobody's hitting my PayPal. Nobody's hitting my Zelle. Quit, free.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, go ahead and quit. Hey, I'm not gonna tell you not to quit. Go ahead and quit. It's too hard for you. It's not meant for nobody. I mean, it's not meant for you. This is not meant for everybody. It's the same way like any other job. Certain jobs are not meant for certain people.
Hell no.
Everybody can't be everybody can't be a security officer. Everybody can't be a police officer.
No. No. Hell.
Everybody can't. Everybody can't
Everybody,
be a coach.
everybody can't be a fireman.
Yeah, everybody can't be a coach. Everybody can't be an assistant coach.
If you
Certain
if you
jobs are not meant for you.
if you talk to a lot if you talk to a lot of firemen, you know what I tell you some of them? I should have been a police officer.
Yeah,
Running
I
up and
mean,
burning buildings. These running up and burning buildings ain't from me. I know police down the street every day, but shit, we running up and burning buildings. I should have been a cop.
yeah, I mean, firefighters is hard work. It's hard
For
work.
real. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
mean, yeah, it's all fun and dandy when there is no fire going on. But what about when you get that three alarm fire?
Yeah.
Now
So
you're going to see the real work. You're going to see the reason why they get paid as much as they get paid because that three-alarm fire, it ain't nothing to play with.
my homie, the fireman for 8 years, he told me, he said, Clarence, I should have worked in the hospital. He said, this shit is crazy. Crazy. 8 years I've been doing this. This shit crazy. He said, you know how many burning buildings I done ran up in? This shit crazy. But
Yeah.
people get it misconstrued when they walk into here, Free, because the first thing they do is they everybody else and what they doing, I can do it too. But you're still walking in with the because what you're not saying to yourself is, let me take baby steps. I got the network. You just walk in like as soon as I get on here, by next week I have that. Who the told you that? Don't work like that.
Yeah. No,
Don't work
it
like
don't work
that.
like that at all. Not at all.
It don't work like that. You too busy watching somebody else's life and wanting and it's okay to admire people, but some of y'all walking looking at them like be me. Work like that.
That could be
I told you it could take me
that
another
can
6 months.
that can
It
be
might
me.
take me another 6 months to a year or two to be monetized. Somebody go, why would
No,
it take you another 2 years to be
I,
monetized? Why would you want to stay here on YouTube playing around, McClellan, if it takes you another 2 years?
I'm gonna be
It ain't about the
I'm
money,
gonna be
dog.
yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I might not ever be as big as BFTB, Knockout, 78, Blue Blood,
Yeah,
Fanon. Shit.
yeah,
Even BVO. My channel might not ever get that big. But the one thing that my channel would never say is I didn't put the work in it when it was time for me to put the work in. Because, like I said, I do this as a hobby. I'm not doing this to gain a substantial amount of money. I'm doing it as a hobby. Now, if
yeah,
it gets to the point where my YouTube monthly payment is more than what I get from my job monthly, then I will take on YouTube
yeah.
as a full-time job.
Then we talking. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
if YouTube ain't bringing in the money where it can take over what I'm doing for a living, I'm not doing YouTube full time. Like people say, oh, I'm gonna go and do YouTube full time. Well, you can only do YouTube full time is if you bringing in a certain amount of money. If you're bringing in somewhere around $5,000 to $6,000 a month from YouTube, then I can see why you do it full time because a 5,000 payment for you doing it as a hobby or you just doing it a couple hours a week, then yeah, you can. If you do it full time, that 5,000 can turn into 10,000, or that 5,000 can turn into 10 or 20,000 because now you putting more hours in it. So
Yeah,
I can understand why you say I'm gonna do it full time. But if you working a full time job and you making $8,000 a month from a full time job, and you only making $200 or $300 a month from YouTube, and you say you're gonna do it full time, nigga, what? You only get paid once a month from YouTube. You don't even know how much that first full time month gonna look like from you working with YouTube. I'm gonna quit my job today and do YouTube full time. What was the biggest what was the biggest check
oh
you got from
man,
YouTube? Oh, I got a $700 check from YouTube last $700, and
$700.
you gonna quit a job that you make $700 a week to do YouTube that you made $700 a month? Okay, let's see how long this lasts.
Not free. 1,000 a month.
Yeah, 7,000. That's different. Like I said, if
That's
I was if
different.
I was bringing in 7,000 a month from YouTube, I would tell my wife, "Hey, babe, I'm thinking about doing YouTube full time." And my wife might look at that daggone $7,000 check and say, "Well, you only doing YouTube 2 or 3 times a week, and you only doing it like for like 2 or 3 hours a day. Yeah,
Yeah.
you might want to do it. You might want to do it full time because if you making 7,000 by doing it three times a
Yeah.
week and only like a total of 9 hours a week, and you bringing in 7,000,
Hey,
you might want to
I know
up
I
that
know
those hours.
7,000 for me. also helps me with the, and then it helps me with equipment. Because there's a lot of things I want to work on. Then it helps me with traveling.
No,
When I
I'm
amateur
gonna tell you right
shows in Maryland and DC and all that, that helps.
now. If you think about it, all you got to do is multiply 7,000 a month. If you're doing 7,000 a month, that is 84,000 a year. So
Yeah.
I can see why. That's 84,000 a year. If you are averaging, and this is a couple of months, you can't just get 7,000 one month and say you're going to be making 7,000 a month from YouTube.
No, you can't. No.
You got to do it a couple of months, and you got to realize, okay, I've been doing YouTube for about 6 months, part time, and I average 7,000 a month. Out of those 6 months, some months I get more, some months I get less. But out of those 6 months, I average 7,000 a month. I done made $42,000 from YouTube just doing it 6 months. Now I can understand why you doing YouTube full time.
Yeah.
I can understand because you make 7,000 a month. I can understand that. But if you only making a couple of $100, nah, you ain't nobody in their right mind is gonna say, oh, I'm just gonna quit my job and just do YouTube. Nigga,
Yeah.
how much money you made from YouTube? What was the biggest amount of money you made from YouTube? Oh, I mean, the biggest check I got from YouTube, I did $500. How many hours did you put in? Oh man, we did about 3 or 4 24-hour lives. I was going live like 4 or 5 days a week. And the biggest amount you made was $500? Oh, nigga, you
And
might
you
want to
gonna quit?
rethink that.
You don't quit?
You might want to rethink that decision.
Well, listen, I'm tired of my 9 to 5 job. Well, you better take that 500 you get flipping and come up with some type of hustle.
You better be doing DoorDash on the side with that YouTube. I make more money doing DoorDash than you making from YouTube. I made more
Man,
money
hold on.
in a week doing
Hold on.
DoorDash. I make more money than.
You free, son.
Well,
You
you're a
better go do
full-time job, so
DoorDash.
you make $500.
You better go do DoorDash.
I'm
No,
just
but that's
saying.
real though. You can't get a $500 check and just be like, I quit because I don't like the job. Your job is going to give you way more at the moment than that $500 check. I made $500. I've had $500 pays before.
No,
Like
$500 lasts me all of about an hour and a half.
the hell you
After my
talking
after
about?
after my bills, that $500 check is gone.
I've had checks where my checks was I think the most check I got was like 175,000 and some change. But even with that, I was like, oh God. So you kidding me?
No,
The hell they talking about free? I got $500. It's up. What's up?
what's
I
up
got
is your bills just went up. That ran your electric bill up.
man, they gotta be kidding me, man. You got five
That,
now. If
that
you got five,
that's
that,
what's up. Your
like you
bills went
said,
up.
now if you getting 5,000 a month,
Yeah,
okay,
I can understand that. That's
maybe
75,000. That's 75,000 a year. I can understand that.
I can understand that. I can understand that. But 500 and all of a sudden you ready to quit? Oh, it's up now. I got a $500. Yeah, I got 500. No, man, smash that like button. And once again, good morning to everybody and welcome to the morning chop up, man. I appreciate all my peoples, man, coming in. Like, share, and subscribe, my beautiful people. Yeah, so when you see that, you like, and we just giving you the points on making it in YouTube. It's not gonna be easy. Something don't go your way, you just can't walk away and quit, man. If this is where you really want to be, and you're thinking of, let me come up with a podcast to find something to talk about that people will tune in, then this is for you. This is for you. But soon as something don't go your way, you can't be quick to want to walk out the door. It's taking me too long to get monetized. Oh, the first check that I get from YouTube, I'm quitting. You might have to work 6 months to a year before you can actually quit. There's some people that you see that can stay home and the YouTube money is taking care of them. And you might get 5,000 a month. Some people might get 7,000. I don't know how high it goes. Some people might get 10, 15, 20,000. I'm not in nobody's pocket. I don't know. But I know you can make money. People have bought mansions, cars. They live in nice gated communities off of this YouTube. We ain't gonna act like YouTube is enough for you to stay where you at. You could go from living in the projects to living in a gated community if you do right. But as soon as something don't go right, you just can't be quick to want to walk off. It's not how it works.
Yeah, you can definitely make money from YouTube. You can make money from Instagram. Instagram. You can make
Yeah,
money
yeah.
from Facebook. You can make money from all of these social media
You know they
platforms.
just told they just told me I was monetized on Facebook, and I'm like, monetized to do what? I said, what?
Yeah.
I said, I've been on Facebook for the last 8 years, 7 years of my life, and I said, monetized. I'm like, I don't even do nothing on Facebook.
You've been missing out on money.
Instagram told me recently, you monetized on here. You can make. I said, what? Holy shit. I don't know what the requirements are. I got to read what's the requirements because it says, I don't know. I forgot what they said, how I can make the money on there. I got to go back because I'm like, yeah, as much time as I spend on Instagram, shit, I'm on there all the time posting something. It don't matter what it is. And that's the thing. You got to stay grinding. You got to stay working. You got to stay committed. You can't complain about your 9-to-5 job that you got in real life and then want to complain about you not making no money on YouTube. You can't complain about both. Because now you're just a complainer. You can't complain about both. And when you on, you have to do right by your channel. That's another thing too. It's not about just coming on here being a clown. You got to do right by your channel. Because when you're telling people to come subscribe to your channel, what are you telling them to come subscribe to? Why should they take the time to subscribe to you? What are they supposed to be coming to look at besides you just telling them, I got a good channel? Y'all got to understand how this works. Some of y'all got it down packed, and some of y'all are figuring it out, and then some of y'all are just lost in the sauce because you think you got this figured out. What is the solution to all this? You got to grind. As far as the part with the social media, not the self-hate. The self-hate is something. We got to work on that. But far as here, we got to grind. We got to continue to grind. So what when you look at your chat and there's 3 people in there? There's 13 people in there. If there's 3 people in your chat and you got 13 likes, it's pretty damn good. Be thankful for that. But if you got 13 people watching you and you got 3 likes, don't flip. At least you got people paying attention to you, rather if they stay or not. Of course, if they don't like what you're saying, they're gonna dip out. But at least you know you paying attention. People are paying attention to you, and that's what they don't understand, Freak. Y'all don't understand that. You're not for everybody. When D3 does his NFL, everybody might not be over there because they used to D3. They used to hearing him talk boxing. Oh man, I thought this guy was a boxing guy. He over here talking about some damn football. Well, ain't it football season, dummies? Huh? If I talk about basketball in November, ain't it basketball season? And I'm not supposed to talk about that? oh, but because you got this idea of you guys are boxing, that's what you guys supposed to be talking about. Says who? Says who? Because last time I checked, y'all don't make the rules. We do. Y'all didn't help us create this channel. You might support it, but we created the channel. That's why it's called content creators, ladies and gentlemen. We create the channel, we create the topics, the conversations, whatever you want to call it. So at no time we are to be told what it is that we supposed to talk about. Well, because I looked at your Instagram or your Facebook or your YouTube, I figured you were boxing. I don't give a shit what you figured. I could be boxing today. I could be tennis tomorrow. I could be whatever it is that I want to be because we are the ones that created the channel. We are the ones that create the conversations. It's called content creators.
That's all I gotta say. You see, it's Terrence McClain channel's called No Duck Zone. It's not called boxing No Duck Zone. It's called No Duck Zone. That means he's not ducking. He's not ducking any topic. That's what it stands for. He's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
ducking
yeah. I mean,
any topic.
if I ever avoided the topic, I'm not ducking it. If I avoid the topic, depends on what we talk about, then that topic either may not be worth it or it's too touchy. Where it's a too touch because there's all topics out there that's too touchy that you like. Okay, I can't touch that one.
Just
Certain
like my
topics out
channel.
there too touchy. You know what I mean? But other than that, I'm not ducking it. If it's got to be talked about, like this is a subject or topic, I should say, that must be talked about. Because a lot of y'all still haven't figured this shit out. A lot of y'all still haven't figured it out.
Called D Free Boxing Talk. I told you I changed my name. It was D Free Boxing Matchups.
Oh
I
man,
changed it.
you had to, because they was going ham on your shit. They was going ham on yours. I was like, man, I don't know what D Free gonna do. I don't know how much longer he could put up with this, but this is crazy. How many times he could keep having to argue or debate with a dude? I said, yo, he might have to do something different because these dudes are still not understanding him. So even with you changing your name, every time you come around, there's a debate waiting on you. Every time you come around, Free, there's a debate waiting on you. I'm like, here they go again. Want to start with them. They ain't learned their lesson. They don't realize DC is not that one to
Right.
keep going back and forth with. Y'all be what? You know
No,
what it is, Free? I think people get they shit off, and that's what made me question a lot of you. Y'all get y'all shit off by just going back and forth with dudes that you really fans of.
like I already know what it is. People figure because a lot of people see me in the boxing tournament with the boxing debate tournament. People see me debate other people. Um, People figure if I can beat D Free in an argument, that gives me kudos. Nigga, I'm not nobody. I'm just a person that knows what I'm talking about. I'm not
Yeah,
nobody. I'm not a big name. I'm not people like y'all look at it like BFTB and Knockout Boxing and these other good debaters. I believe I can hold my own with them. But I know that they're good debaters. They've been doing this for a long time. But I know I can hold my
yeah,
own with them.
yeah,
But people look at me as I'm I'm one of them. I'm one of those guys. If I can beat D Free in a debate, then I'm saying something.
yeah,
To who? Who you saying something to? Who you saying something to? Because we're not getting paid for this. Far as debating, we might get paid for my channel as a monitor YouTube channel. But far as us just debating, we're not getting paid from that. So you beating me, that's just bragging rights. But That's all it is. It's bragging rights. It's not
Yeah,
no money that's going in your pocket. Oh, I beat D Free, so you two need to give me $10,000. You two gonna be like, who the hell is D Free? I don't know. I mean, if you wanted some money, you should have joined the daggone debate series. You would have got some money if you thought you
yeah,
was that good. Cause I joined
yeah.
it. I got money. I got paid. I made it to the third place. Some people thought I should have been in the finals, but it is what it is. I made it to third
Yeah,
place. I got paid.
yeah. Everybody needs to stay in their own lane. That's the problem too. Everybody keeps trying to stand on a line that they don't belong on. Stay in your lane. That's the problem. Because we want to keep up with the Joneses. We want to be known for something that it wasn't meant for us to be known for.
What's
Stop
going on,
standing in
Wiles?
lines that you don't belong in. The problem is a lot of y'all are standing in the line you don't belong in.
Nah, them niggas. They belong in the food stamp line, but they in the line with the executives.
So this is why I don't like
They in the
this is why I
executive
don't like
line when
talking
y'all
to you,
niggas
bro.
y'all need to be in the welfare line. Cause some of y'all arguments is ghetto to the mug. Y'all need to be in the welfare line.
Yeah, it is. It is. Um, I always say they being a part of conversations that they shouldn't be a part of. And a lot of y'all, this is why I say growing up, a lot of y'all didn't have friends. You didn't. Because it's like y'all say shit just to say it, and you so glad that I'm on YouTube and I want the whole world to be able to see. That's why when dudes, if you ever notice, dudes be like, I've been on such and such channel before. Go watch. I've been in the comments. He had me as a guest before. All right, what that mean?
No,
And you lost.
because because and th- because you're cool with another content creator doesn't mean that you're cool with me. Yeah, I have seen you at such and such. What that got to do with my channel? What that got to do with me?
Yeah, like I had that
Have me
idiot.
and you have me and you ever had a rapport where we could say, okay, yeah, we talked about boxing. It was all respect. If we never had that, what the hell that got to do with me?
Like I had that
Because you was
idiot come up talking about,
I was on BVO channel before. Yeah, BVO know who you are. I don't.
I don't know you. And that's another thing. For
I
anybody
mean,
right now, I'm letting
it,
you know. Don't come to my channel
I,
talking about I've been on Drew's, I've been here, I've been there, I don't give a shit. That ain't over here is different. You know why?
BVO know
Because I
a
don't
lot of
accept
people that I
trolls.
don't know.
I don't accept trolls over here. I'm not gonna go back and forth with y'all. Now, when you with Blue and when you with Drew and them, they'll sit there and they're gonna do that with you. Me, we don't accept trolls over here. Now, if you're
Shit,
respectful, we keep you over here. But when you're not, I'm not gonna time you out. We're gonna get you right up out of here. That's the name of the game.
yeah,
Block them.
shit. I mean, everybody know a lot of people that I don't know. Shit, Clarence know a lot of people I don't know.
Oh
Thomas know
yeah.
a lot of people I don't know. BBO know a lot of people I don't know. I mean, just because you been on their channel and they know you, I don't know you. You on my channel. I don't know you. I mean, it took a while before I knew who Prize was. Prize used to come on BBO channel all the time. I'm like, BBO, who is Prize? He's like, oh no, that's one of my subscribers. He's been around since day one. I'm like, okay. And then he used
Yeah.
to come to my chat or whatever, and I was like, "Hey, what's going on, Prize?" But I didn't have a rapport with Prize, so it took a long time before I can let Prize up on my channel. The same thing with Hot Rod. Hot Rod, it took a long time before I can let these individuals up on my channel. They will come through the chat and they'll be sitting in the chat, but it took a long time before I could let individuals on my panel that I don't know. I gotta know about you. I gotta know what type of individual you are, so I know what I'm dealing with. I know whether I gotta keep you on a short leash or if I gotta keep my finger right there by the remove button because you're gonna say something out of pocket that I gotta remove you off my screen. So
Yeah.
I gotta know who I'm dealing with because certain individuals you can't talk to them the same way that you talk to other individuals. Like the way I
No.
talk to you, I can't talk to Hot Rod that way. I can't talk Prize that way. But the way I
Yeah.
talk to Prize and Hot Rod, I can't talk to you that way. You got to know
No.
how you can talk to individuals.
Yeah, and it's just all about a respect thing. You know what I mean? It's not nobody thinking they better than somebody, but yeah, but a lot of these cats don't understand that, and they kill me with that. I've been on this person's channel. I don't give a shit where you been. Maybe your behavior is acceptable to them, but it ain't gonna be over here. I don't care who you been. Dropping people's channels over here is not gonna get you no brownie points because I'm different from a lot of these
What's going
channels.
on, Thomas? What's going on, Thomas? You ready for this afternoon?
Thomas, what's up, man? Yo, Thomas, I need a bacon, egg, and cheese from the bodega, man. Um, get one for me and come through Harlem with it. I appreciate you, my guy. So that's just something that we need to understand that it is levels to what we actually do. And rather if you're getting paid for YouTube or not, we all have one goal, and that is to be successful where we can change our families' lives. But there's just some things we got to change.
Shit. Thomas is one. Thomas is one of those ones.
Those ones on YouTube who can do YouTube for a full-time job. He making 100,000 from YouTube a month.
Oh, word? Oh, well, Thomas, I just became your best friend. And since you're making 1,000, won't you be so kind, my good Puerto Rican brother, to hit me in the Cash App with a good dub? Come on, that's what you do.
that nigga Thomas making big money from YouTube.
Come on, Thomas. Thomas, you ain't Thomas. Come on, brother. Hit me with a good $20 so I can go get me some Chinese food today. No, I'm just playing. It's all jokes. All jokes. All jokes, Thomas. You know what though? And I respect Thomas' hustle, and I think TD Sports Talk. That's why you and him go hand in hand. Just look at the names of your platforms. Just the name
Yeah.
alone of your platforms is crazy. When I think of TD Sports Talk, I just think of sports talk. I don't think necessarily boxing. I think of what it says, sports.
And I got the idea from Thomas because Thomas changed his name to TD Sports Talk. And I was like, you know what? I do talk about more than just boxing. Man, I'm changing my name to D Free Sports Talk, just like Thomas. Changing my name to D Free Sports Talk.
Yeah,
I told Thomas, I said, dog, I'm glad I like what you did. I'm gonna change my name as well
because
because
he got
I talk more than just boxing.
at some point he had got sick and tired of the boxing conversations. It's not that he got tired of talking boxing, but it was just on some I'm tired of the same thing. See, we can never get tired of so much what goes on in boxing because it's going to be what it's going to be whether we watch it or not. But when you're trying to talk about what's going on to the people that you think they know what's going on, you like, what's the point of even talking to you about it? What's the point of talking
That
to you
nigga
about it?
Thomas working from home today. That man said he just ate.
Well, that's good then. Why don't you, like I said, send me and D Free something so we can go eat. Poor D Free over here working, slaving. He delivering food. I'm
Uh,
surprised he ain't going to the bag to eat somebody food yet.
Thomas had some daggone rice and beans with some plantains and a pupusa, a pork and cheese pupusa.
Yo, what the Yo! Yo, what the fuck?
I know what Thomas had today. They had some rice and
Yo.
beans, some plantains, and a daggone cheese and pork pupusa. That
Oh,
nigga, that nigga.
man, he almost
First time, first time Thomas go use the bathroom, he gonna take all the paint off the walls.
Oh, yo, boy, you out of pocket, yo. Oh shit, you gonna take the paint off the wall?
He said, "You know what?" He gonna say, "You know what's crazy? There's a Dominican restaurant across the street from me." He said, "I really could have had that."
Oh shit. Yo, y'all stupid. I don't have time for y'all shenanigans this morning.
Hey, Thomas, you
Y'all
already know. You
stupid.
already know. I'm Puerto Rican. I know how they get down. Them niggas
Smash
had
that like button, y'all.
rice and beans in the early morning. You be about to eat breakfast. You got
Yo,
eggs, sausages, rice and beans. I'm like, the
me and
hell you
yo,
give me some damn rice and beans for? Oh, well, we eat
me,
rice and
me
beans
and
with
Tip,
everything.
so right where we live at, up the block, me and Tip did that one day. We went walking one morning, and we didn't realize the Spanish place was open up early. Me and Tip was like, yo, we gotta have it. We went in there and got some baked chicken, rice and beans, a little salad on the side. Man, we went and ate that shit, and I said, yo, we might have to walk again. She said, "Wow." I said, "Yo, we got to walk this shit off, man, because we get to the house,
Shit,
we know what's up when we get upstairs. We gonna blow that shit up." Like,
yeah.
shout outs to my Spanish people, because let me tell you something, man. One thing that you can't deny, they damn food is Jesus,
Yeah. They
Jesus.
every meal for the Latinos, every meal is like a Sunday dinner. You were like, damn, why y'all make so much food? We eat like this all the time.
And then wonder why the
I mean, when
women
I
be like the women be like 60, and you thinking they like 40 something. You like, she a grandmother? Like, what the fuck? It'd be crazy, yo. It just be crazy. But yeah, shouts to all my Boricuas. But yeah, man, what we got? What's happening this week, Free? We ain't got nothing going on this week, right? I don't think we have nothing going on for another 2 weeks.
what's happening this week
Hold
is
on.
2 more days before the NFL kickoff. We got 2 more days.
NFL kickoff.
That's what I'm excited about. I don't even care about what's going on in the boxing industry that starts in 2 days. I don't care what's going on in boxing. I
Yeah, you
talk
like
about
me.
boxing if I'm on a channel and they want to talk about boxing, but I'm gonna be talking about the NFL from now all the way through February.
What's your for what you know? What's your team looking like this year?
My team looking straight. We looking good. I mean, everything looks good on paper to every team. Every team
Yeah,
they feel most confident about everything that's going on. But you don't know anything until that first
hit that
that
field.
first game and you see that team play, and you be like, it's gonna be a long year. It's gonna be a
Yeah,
long.
it's gonna be.
You be all hype, yeah. Yeah, when he get out on the field, yeah, he got the quarterback, he got the receivers, he got the running back. They had that first gun, you be like, it's gonna be a long ass year, man.
It's gonna be a long year. It be like
But
that. It be like that in basketball and baseball. You like, oh man, I can see it's gonna be another one of those years, huh? Damn it.
it's gonna, yeah, it's gonna be a long year. It's not gonna go down the way we thought it was gonna go down.
You know what? I felt like that with
Or you have a or you have a couple of injuries. You be like, we ain't got nobody to come in. Oh,
yo, I felt like that about the Knicks. I was like, all right, we got it, baby. We got it, and we got it. And then when it happened, I was like, oh shit. You on mute. You on mute, Free. Oh, I don't think he can hear me. He might have muted his. He might have muted his. You on mute, Free? Free. Yo, your joint. Somebody let Free know he on mute. Free, you on mute. All right, he'll come back. But good morning, y'all. Welcome, everybody. Welcome once again to the morning show. We're about to take it down about 11 o'clock. That's 3 hours on here. I don't know if I'll be able to do that every day, but I'm glad my brother D Free was up here because I probably would have made it only an hour. Usually the goal is an hour for the morning chop-ups, and then I get off because I know my other brothers is on. Some of them are on live already, and some of them get ready to go on. But, you know, we be having to get this off our chest. And I appreciate the 3 viewers. I appreciate the 15 likes. Some people will complain about that. Oh, I need more people in the building. You can't listen. If you got more likes than you got viewers, no problem. If you got more viewers than you got likes, you can say smash the like button, but just appreciate that you got people coming and watching you, rather if they stay or not. Just be appreciative. That's all we can do, right? Because complaining gets us nowhere. And I have to turn this off, y'all, because I got to move around the house for a second. I got to move around. Oh. All right, he'll come back. But anyway, y'all, we'll be back with Michaela Mayer. We're going to do her. She has a fight coming up. Shout out to my brother Cam for letting me know that because I knew she had a fight coming up. I just didn't know the date. So we're going to get into some women's boxing. Gabrielle Fedora will be in action this month on the 20th. I mean, let's go. Let's show our ladies some respect, y'all. We sitting up here arguing over the same 5 fighters every damn day, or the same 1 or 2 fighters. Let's give some of our women in boxing some respect. You know, our ladies, we cannot take our attentions off our ladies. Our ladies are just as important as the fellas. So let's at least give them that. Gabrielle Fedora, the 20th of September, at some point, probably next week, I might get into Gabrielle. And I'm going to get into what can we expect from women's boxing in the future. You know, we're waiting to see what's going to be Carissa Shields' next move. She's taking some time off. We expect to see her in 2026. French Cruz, all these ladies, Shadeja Green, all these ladies, we want to see what's going to happen in 2026 with them. Because I have a feeling it's going to be a major year, especially with the cards that Jake Paul put on. Like him or not, doesn't matter, you know, what's going to happen with what he got going on the 14th of November. Still can't take away that what he's doing with the ladies is super amazing. And I can't wait to see what he has in store for the new year. So about, let's see, like I said, I do mine 6:05. We'll come back at that time. And we're going to do some talking. But for all the new people that's coming in, and I'm getting ready back to the YouTube Shorts too. YouTube Shorts is very important, so I'll be back, you know, with those. It's just that I'm not really doing anything, and usually when I'm outside, I try to make a YouTube short when I'm moving around, but it always slips my mind. But I'm going to get back to doing that. But everybody, if you like the morning talks, if you like to hear realness, and you don't like to hear no foolishness, you don't like to hear a bunch of just people just talking about a whole bunch of nothing. If you know, this is where you need to subscribe to. This is where you need to be. Because one thing about No Duck Zone is exactly what it is. We're not ducking anything. And rather if it ruffles your feathers, with some of the conversations, that means I'm doing my job. That means I'm doing my part. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all as always. Even the new subscribers, the newcomers, I appreciate you too. I love all y'all. I'm gonna get over to my man Drew before he ends his live. He'll be ending it soon. I'm gonna get over there. Catch y'all back on 605. Michaela Mayer. We'll be talking about her. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go.